Welcome to Pbkc Streaming Live.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Here's what happened on our previous shows.
Here we go!
We're streaming live in West Palm Beach, Florida.
3, 2, 1.
And good evening, everybody. We are live here from the Palm Beach Kennel Club Poker Room, West Palm Beach, Florida, 1111 North Congress Avenue, directly across from the airport. And we have a treat for you today. First, since I'm taking the lead on this one, we have a guest commentator here, Mr. Carl, and if I say it wrong, Pepitone, yes?
Correct.
Carl, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So to give you an idea, we have, there's Carl. Go ahead and say hi, Carl. He doesn't know where the camera is yet.
Welcome, audience.
So Carl's first time. We are pleased to be hosting the Bar Poker League next Saturday. What time does that start, Carl?
We're starting at 1 o'clock.
So how do you qualify for that, if you're going to qualify for that event?
You play any bar in the No Limit Club Poker Tour circuit. You just go to our website, npptpoker.com, find a venue near you, and you play at your local bar in a 17-week season. You make top 10 in points at any one of those locations, and you qualify for our $5,000 main event here at the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
So I've always, and we've always worked closely together, and when we found out about your business model at the local, you're basically in local bars and restaurants throughout the state, correct?
Correct.
So what should a user goes to your website, it'll direct them to the closest property, basically the closest bar or restaurant. Will it help them with that? Will it assist them?
Correct. Yes. Well, first they pick their region if they're from Orlando, or
Okay.
Palm Beach, or West Coast, or even out of state, New York, Colorado, Tennessee, etc. They pick their region first, and once they pick their region, they can look for a location near them. They can actually sort by zip code or address or night of the week. And we're, especially in Palm Beach County, we're 7 days a week in almost every town in Palm Beach County: Delray, Boca, West Palm, Jupiter, Gardens.
So pretty much there's somewhere to go.
Our goal is to have a venue within 5 miles of your house, so you don't have to drive too far.
Wow, that's amazing. So this one's already locked in, right? So for this Saturday, next Saturday is too late. Is that correct? That you would have had to qualify. Okay.
Yes.
So the best plan is to, when does the new season start?
It actually just started last Monday. So
Okay.
it's a grand opportunity for any new players out there that are listening to come join us and qualify for the next main event. And you can also win seats to a future No Limit Open that we're doing here at the Kennel Club in February. That's something you can do just by winning an event, and just in one night you can qualify for those events. And we're doing a $25K here in February of 2022.
Right. And so I've always spoken about how the Bar Poker League is basically the minor leagues, and not to discredit what you guys do, but it's basically a proving grounds where you could come out for as little as $5 tip for the dealer, right? You throw a $5 tip to the dealer, have a little dinner, play with some friends. It's not overly serious, but it will teach you the ins and outs of the game. But I've seen some of our best players, Carl, have come from your league. And that's when I started recognizing, when I started to say, that's a new guy. He's winning our daily tournaments. Where'd he come from? Bar Poker League. Same thing across the board. So as you're watching the show and you're trying to learn the game, what better opportunity to go to some of these Bar Poker League events, get your feet wet, dip your toe in, and then as you progress and you learn the game, you feel more comfortable, then increase what you're playing for and come over to the Kennel Club a little bit, playing Carl's main event here. win the trip to Vegas. You guys, I know you guys give trips to Vegas for the the national championship, right? Which is Glenn. You work with Glenn, who provided all this, right? Is Glenn in charge of the?
Yes.
Okay,
in charge of the bar
so
poker.
Glenn basically provided all this, all the software and all the hardware for this setup. Carl works with him directly for the Bar Poker League. And they host a national event in Vegas, which is a whole bunch of fun. When's the date of that?
That's October 10th to October 17th out in Vegas.
I just miss it. I'm going to be out there just a couple weeks before, so I'm sorry I'm going to miss that. But
yeah, it's exciting. The Bar Poker Open deliberately sets up their Bar Poker Open series at the Golden Nugget during the WSOP. So there's a lot of people who are there while we're there, but also they just miss us. They either come a week earlier or a week later because, of course, we're doing it in conjunction with the Win and Rio and all those WSOP events.
That's awesome. So, and this thing's only getting bigger, and we like working closely with you, and we look forward to bringing larger events here. We're super excited next Saturday, and this is basically a test run to get you initiated into a little bit of broadcasting, because your guys are going to be playing at this table. The Bar Poker League players will be playing at this table next Saturday. Final table around what time do you think? 10 p.m.-ish?
Yeah, actually, we just rechecked it. Maybe closer to 7 or 8.
Excellent. Okay,
yeah,
so that's good. It'll be almost prime time viewer. We'll fire off that table. We'll have a little background on all your players. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It's a big plus for your group to be able to play on that event, and it's a big plus for these players that you see even in our cash games. So you see they were slightly behind with a little bit of software stuff, so they're getting ready to fire up right now. We'll run through the players here in a second, and you're not used to these players yet, Carl, but I'll make sure I give you a healthy introduction. But I'm going to not try to give too much judgment on these players because I'd like to hear your input. I've already categorized some of these guys and put them in where I think they fall, but it'd be interesting to hear the same from you.
Yeah.
So before we start, we always like to bring up whoever's on the stream, whether it's the final table Zenkai, who made the final 6 in the World Series of Poker a couple years ago, or myself, or now we have you. So let's check out Carl Pipitone's Hendon Mob statistics. So give you a little background. Best live cash, 22,000, not bad. You're ahead of me in Florida. You are ahead of me in the United States, so I'm going to have some work to do to catch up with you. What's
my total earnings? Does it tell me my total earnings?
Total live earnings for Carl is 85,953. Not bad. Not bad. You get a nice SUV with that. Yeah, you're not buying a house, but you get an SUV. So, yeah, look, you had this. I was actually there, witness your quad stack event. You remember that? You were there, and you had one chip. Is that the event?
Yes, I believe so.
You had one chip for like 2 hours, and you went in 7 or 8 times. You ended up winning, getting you chop, or you get first or second?
I ended up getting second place.
Second place, and there's your cash. That was pretty cool to watch that. So
yeah, that was literally a chip in a chair down to one chip with like 13 players
Yeah,
left on the bubble of the tournament.
I was in a cash game, and I came over. I'm like, how you doing? You're like, I got a chip in a chair, but my wife, she's going to make it. She doesn't make the final table, right?
Yeah, it was amazing. So my wife, who is also won a WSOP ring here at the Kennel Club back in the day, and she was second in chips in the entire tournament. Really solid player, and she bubbled the event because she ran into a bigger boat. It was boat over boat against the chip leader, and she was second in chips.
Yeah, sometimes those hands, those are the ones that'll get you. So we're going here, Carl. We're playing a little 5-5, 10. It plays bigger, though. You're going to see some straddles and some blind bets and all kinds of craziness. And we'll run through the players in a second.
Well, I'm already a little intimidated by Rita because I think she just bought in with a bigger stack. Kind of looks like she's sitting on over 2,000. She just bought in larger.
It looks like she did. Yeah, they haven't played a hand yet, so she's coming in a little deeper. And the game does play bigger, and they do allow for some larger. From what I understand, Paulie went downstairs yesterday and got 13 or 30,000 and brought it up and put it all into play. Now, did it splash around? I didn't hear how it went, but from what I understand, he did put it all into play.
And
so
that was last week?
That was last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Steve's sitting on a pretty good stack too, just to start off.
Yeah, and you'll see it'll be a little bit fast and furious, and we'll run through the players here in a second once they finish this hand. see the 2 of clubs just didn't register on that one for whatever reason, so we'll have to see what's going on with that. The production team's up there, and you haven't seen the inner workings of it. Here it comes at Deuce of Clubs, and then
Look at this.
Show me. Kings full of tens.
oh, yep, Kings full of 10s, and
And Rita opens up with a big pot.
yeah, I don't know if you look at that. Did Jordan just call that? He didn't just call that with the flush, did he? When there's 3 kings on board? No. Did he? I missed it. Okay, so we'll get back to the action here.
I think he might have had a smaller full house. Did he catch the deuce too with the flush?
No, I think it was just a straight flush, just a regular flush. Okay, so we're going to run through the players. We got Glass. I believe that's Glass Joe in seat 1. It is. He got that nickname. He went downstairs one time. He pushed on a door with his foot, and he broke the glass door. So he's known as Glass Joe. Video game reference from when you were a child, right?
Yep.
Okay, you know Glass Joe. Jordan in seat number 2. Not super familiar with. Paulie, great guy. Super Italian.
He reminds me a lot of Paulies I grew up with back in the day in Staten Island.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're all, you know, Paulie, Carl Pipitone, Noah Carbone. My dad's name's Rocco, so yeah, we're all cut from the same thread. Okay, so then we have Nolan, and then Rita, lovely Rita, in seat number 5. The Frog in seat number 6, and I want you to pay attention. Give me, I'm going to ask for some feedback on Frog in a little bit. Pat in seat 7, Mitch in 8, Vinny, the host of the game, in seat number 9, and Steve in 10. I don't know which Steve it is. But you'll see, and I know you've watched the stream a little bit, you'll see a lot of information come out over time for how many people are playing, you know, into the flop and how aggressive they are, and you're going to start to get a feel for how some of these players play.
Yep, absolutely. I have played with Frog and Steve before. I do know they've played some big buy-in tournaments in the past, WPT, WSOP, things like that.
So you're familiar with some of these players?
Yeah, just Steve and Frog. I've played with them before.
Oh, okay. And that is Steve. That's Steve's a Cowboys fan. So we called him Cowboy Steve, and he didn't like that. So we had to get away from it, and we found out that he pretty much plays only aces. So now he's known as Troy Aceman. So, so we coined him Troy Aceman.
You got really far away from the Cowboys.
We did. We got away from it. And sorry about that. Whatever happened to you Cowboy fans last time, sorry about that.
Wow.
Not really sorry, being an Eagles fan, but I'm sorry that you had to witness it go down like that, because that was a tough one. But you can't bet against Tom Brady. All right, so they're going to get settled in. They're going to play some hands here. They're going to get warmed up, and then they might do some shots, and the chips will start flying.
So are they playing a straddle in this game at all?
It's not a mandatory straddle, but I know they will. And then as the night goes on, it usually kicks up a little bit, and they start playing more and more straddles.
The typical is a $25 straddle typically?
Yes. So we are on a 15-minute delay, in case you're not familiar. Usually gives us enough time, unless somebody tanks, which we had a couple of close ones where somebody's tanking for like 12 minutes. I'm like, okay, we got to end this thing here.
And Rita shows her hand there.
She got it again, yeah. Rita. So you'll see Rita play some hands. Rita gets in there, and she's run bad. I've seen her take some horrendous beats on the show. So we'll see if she could turn this around a little bit tonight. Nolan's a new player in seat number 4. He's typically, as you can see, staring up at the camera. That's the new player look, where they look like a deer in the headlights up at the camera. He's a little more reserved than he typically is, so I guess he'll get warmed up after a little bit.
And I asked about the straddle, and there it is. The Frogger opened up with a straddle.
He did. No, is 5-10-20 are they playing? I don't see him straddling. We'll have to get a confirmation of that.
Okay, well, that makes sense too.
So welcome to all you Bar Poker League viewers. If you haven't already, hit that follow button, because you or some of your other players will be playing live on here next Saturday.
Phones off the rails.
So you watch a show, and we have poker experts on here. I know we have, you know, Zen on here, who's a final tableist and main event.
We have an ace on the flop. We have 2 players hitting this flop there, Noah.
Okay, so let's take a break in action. That's what we do like to do. Nolan and Steve checking it down.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this. Let's see what happens here.
Steve's just he's gonna insta call. He has to make the call and he'll just chop it up.
Chop, yep. Uneventful because nobody raised there. Too early on, I guess, to get too aggressive.
Right. And you'll see, I mean, some of the plays you'll see plays everything from I don't understand what just happened there to wow, what a masterful play. So I know you've watched the stream. Were you able to, were you able to learn anything about how the game plays or how this game plays?
Yeah, I haven't watched enough to really gauge the players and the different players you have coming in and out. But as most poker players know, cash game and tournament players so different. And I'm more of a tournament player. Our league is gauged 100% on tournament play.
Okay.
So you definitely see a difference in the action.
It's the C's that are lower.
So Mike the dealer, he started with you, right? Was he a dealer in your league?
Oh, yeah.
Minor league, yeah.
It's amazing. I didn't even notice. I'm staring down the players.
So, yeah,
here.
we take them. We've had many of our best dealers come from your league, so we do appreciate that. I don't know how they're getting trained, but they're coming over here pretty good.
Yep, Mike Bernier dealt with us for many years and ended up here at the Kennel Club. Even a tournament director who did a couple of stints as tournament director at the Kennel Club. And Vinny, too, as I noticed the screen going on. I've seen Vinny before, but I'm not sure if it's from here or tournaments locally or even from the Bar Poker League.
So Mitch smashes this flop with a set of sevens.
Wow.
The Frog makes aces. And Eddie's playing it right and just gonna, or Mitch is playing it right and gonna suck him in a little bit here.
Yeah, he only bet 50. Wow, good bet. That's a really good bet.
Oh no. Oh, that's a king, not a jack. I thought Rita just made two pair. That would have been very, very bad for her.
Yep. Mitch playing it very nice. He's almost trying to induce a raise here.
He is.
He's trying to induce a raise. Nobody made two pairs. So he probably won't get too much. Let's see if he bets 200 here.
Yeah, I don't see Eddie paying him off. I don't see him. And he's not. So, well done. He got value on a turn. He didn't get paid off on the river, but that's to be expected with some of the quality players here. So George not found fan. George not found fan. That's my mother in the pink. So that's Rita there in seat number 5, mixing it up with the boys.
That's funny how that works out.
Welcome to the stream. If you haven't, hit that follow button. So every time your mom's on a stream, you can watch.
I mean, that wasn't like that I rented it. I rented like 10 different cars at various times.
What do you like on
I still can't get over that Troy Aceman nickname.
Oh, we're good at the nicknames. We come up with a lot of good ones. Glass Joe, obviously, Troy Aceman. We try to keep it light. We try to keep it funny. Then when a hand hits, we like to talk a little bit of strategy. Then sometimes we like to let the players just tell stories, which they do that also.
So what's the Twitch station again for our viewers out there? Twitch?
So they won't be able to hear it because it'll be on YouTube. Well, if they can watch it on YouTube, Pbkc Poker, or Twitch, Pbkc Poker. Twitch.tv/Pbkc Poker.
Gotcha. So I got to share that out there with our no-limit viewers.
I know you have like 5 million Bar Poker League players. So let's try to get them all in here tonight. Tell them to raid this thing and tell them we're going for the largest. We're giving away Big Dog seat too.
At our main event?
No. Right here, if you watch and follow, you follow first, right? And then you watch. For every 10 minutes you watch, you get 10 points, which you hit !enter, and you can enter for a chance to win a Big Dog. We gave one away for last Big Dog. We're giving one away again.
What's the value of that?
$500.
$500
yeah.
Big Dog.
So you can, and we're giving it away. It's just all you got to do is watch the stream.
Raffled off, or is it?
It's raffle live on stream, and we're going to fire it off, and they get to see the draw, and it announces it right in the stream. So tell your people. That's a great way.
Raffling off tonight?
No, it's not going tonight, but they could start getting their points and their entries in by just tuning in and watching.
And say against Twitch.tv.
So look, /Pbkc Poker. So you see Moofy, one of our regulars, great supporter, hit !enter, and they're entered TV bet.
got Cooper late. Never did that.
Their offense is always going to be potent.
100. Okay, from that perspective, yeah, people.
Well, they're talking some football right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much a common trend here between talk football, a little bit of poker.
Rita, the sole woman at this final table. I mean, this table. I'm so used to saying final
Yeah,
table.
and it's about average. I mean, our player base is 90% roughly male, 10% female. The females are some of the toughest players in the room.
Yep.
As you know by your wife, I think she's a better player than you. And I think Zen's wife is actually a better player than him. She's tough. They're tough. They are tough.
They are far more patient.
They are way more patient. Put up with our stuff and wait for hands. So
All
you
right,
see,
we have a little straight flush draw here from Pat.
no, Nolan's just what's Nolan just taking a shot? Yeah, Nolan came over the top, and he's just going to try to run him off, but Pat's trying to hit, and he whiffs, so Nolan makes the right play. Nolan's got to continue here. Do not let up. Yeah, he goes all in, and he's just going to take it down.
Wow.
So Nolan plays in our largest games, the bigger games. And I know, at least from personal experience, if I'm used to playing at a certain level and I'm playing down a couple levels, that I might be a little more aggressive than I typically would, try to make more plays than I typically would, or splash around a little more. Do you find yourself doing the same thing?
Yeah, here and there. I'm still looking at that play. I'm still kind of mesmerized by Nolan's play there early on.
Oh no, it's you'll see plays. I mean, they're going to make plays here. They're going to play around, and he's a player.
And who's he up against there, Pat?
That was him. Yeah, going up against Pat and basically running him off on that hand.
Gotcha. So he knows. Obviously, these guys.
No, Nolan hasn't. I don't believe Nolan and Pat have played. So he's strictly playing position there, and basically trying to make a play. It's all about timing. You could pick a terrible time and run into a monster, and he didn't. He picked the right time in position. He makes a play and follows through and completes it. Nothing worse than when somebody makes a play on a turn, and the guy calls on a turn, and then on a river, the guy checks, and the guy doesn't finish the bet and finish the play. Makes me want to rip my hair out, but Nolan's not going to make that mistake.
Yep, absolutely true. And a lot of, I won't even say amateurs, a lot of intermediate players make that mistake. Like
a lot.
You could be a really good player, or sometimes you just get timid for just a brief second. You get timid.
Yeah, and once you got your foot on the gas, the only way you can win the pot there is to bet, pretty much. So you might as well go ahead and bet. So Rita takes one down. There's your mom taking it down. So you're not going to see, well, yeah, I don't want to tip off on some of these players. And Paulie's a little quiet early out of the gate.
You said I've seen you play worse than that 10-4 of spades.
So how many of these players do you think play with each other regularly? And
So
how many of them are really new to each other?
There's about 2 new players at this game. Nolan's really the only new face, true new face at this game. Maybe C2 plays a little bit less, but for the most part, everybody plays. So typically on these games, we have one new face or somebody showing up, but most people are the regulars. Tomorrow, the Omaha game, Rose's game, probably the best Omaha game ever. They'll have a 1 or 2 new faces. So, okay, so here's Eddie, wakes up with kings.
100. Go.
I'll call you later, okay?
Just kidding.
All right, are you spending the night at your friend's house? Okay, well, have fun.
It's gonna be hard to get
Oh,
action
that's
here.
it.
See,
I don't want you.
Is that George Not Found fan?
no one's going to give him action
Right
with a really weak hand.
Players.
At least for me, I'm really not a big fan of. Oh wow, look at this.
wow, Steve just smashes the flop. And
That's incredible.
oh my, this
We
is
have a
gonna.
set and a flush. This.
No, we're 15 minutes behind.
Oh.
This happened already. This is gone. You'll get used to it. It takes us all a little
Wow,
bit to
look
get
at
used to it.
this. Flopped flush and flop top set. And if there's value betting, Nolan's got a little piece of the board.
Don't do it, Nolan. There's nothing he can make to get there now. So go ahead and Nolan does the right thing. So Steve just comes over, and now this is a tough spot for Eddie. I've seen Eddie fold queens. Oh, and he calls. I've seen Eddie fold queen one time. He had an overpair to the board. He raised pre-flop. The guy just called. He flops queens. The highest he had queens to start. Pocket queens.
All in.
Wow.
Flush is good, but I can't fold.
Yeah,
fold.
and he
Do they
knows.
run it
So
twice
he
here?
knows. We do. I'm not a fan, and we'll get into that also. They already declared kind of their hand, so I don't think it's a good spot to run it twice. So that'll be it. And
And just like
Troy
that,
Aceman takes it down.
Troy, yep.
I don't get it. He's wearing a Knicks hat, too, so I can't understand this guy.
You're lucky Bella was confident. I had.
So I'm always talking about how you not only need to catch hands in poker, but you need your opponent to catch a hand just a little bit worse than yours to get paid off. It's such a big
That's the
part,
whole
and
key of the
and the
game.
more we watch this, it's hard to see it at the table while you're playing because you're in the hand, you know you're winning, you're firing out, the guy's calling, you got to beat, okay, you get paid off. You got aces, nobody calls, you don't get paid off, you just muck them, you go on to the next hand. But watching as a third party, you start to see how important it is, the timing of everybody's hands of, you know, when you're going to hit your hands and when they hit theirs. I mean, you could win a whole bunch of hands tonight and still be a loser because you're hitting them at the wrong time. So that was a perfect opportunity there for somebody to make a gigantic hand.
100% true. It's all part of the timing. I mean, you can get hit with the deck and not win anything, and then just lose one big pot, and you could just be getting marginal hands. You know, but that one time you hit your hand, someone else is second best. That's why there's a cliche, right? You never want to be second best.
No.
That's when you lose the most.
Second best is the first loser.
But he said, I actually thought he probably
If you're not first, you're last, they say also.
125.
raise 1 1/4.
Oh boy, here he comes.
So really nice of her to give out some of her change and collect some of those orange chips, the
I like
pumpkins.
this move by Eddie. I like this move.
1 1/4.
So Eddie makes it 125, but did he just rebuy? He did, right?
Yep.
Or is he short? Because he might just be making a play because he's short. No, is that a pumpkin? He does. Okay, so he's playing. We're playing his hand.
No, but I like the play because I think what he's doing, he's representing the fact that most people, after taking a really bad beat,
Yeah.
typically don't come out firing or being aggressive. So he's
And his, if you know him, his MO is not to play hands. If you've seen, this is, you
Yeah,
know,
so he's
for him to
picking-
play
he's-
consecutive hands is a pretty big deal.
he's playing an opportunity.
And
here to
now he
represent a
played.
big
He
hand.
turned a big semi bluff, and he should.
Yep.
And he plays it, and he fires.
Wow.
He fires and
fires away.
wow.
He runs into Joe here with a big hand.
And the ace jack holds up. I don't hate it.
635.
Semi bluff sometimes good, but you got to know your opponent. I think Joe's a solid player. I think he's going to have an ace there more often than he's not.
Is he tilting? Is he tilting this early? Over that set of kings? I guess I might be tilting.
Well, here it is. So, yeah, his chip count, they say he got him at 1K, but that's not true. I haven't seen him hyper tilt. So you look Steve right out of the gate. Troy Aceman, 1.9K up. Rita up, and Joe and Nolan doing okay. And then Mitch played a bind for $5. And Eddie taking the brunt of it down 3K early. So there's a lot of cards to be played with.
Oh, the race.
Okay, you're right. It is 5, 10, 20. So
Okay.
Nobody straddled here yet, so I guess the straddle here. would be
It will.
what,
Well, that's what I
50?
was saying. Frog isn't typical. Yeah, it'll be 50. Typically, Frog doesn't straddle in that spot.
Oh, look at this. Rita and Nolan have hands.
Nolan, I'm a fan of any pocket pair. Try to get in as cheap as you can. Try to flop a set. That saying goes for this. You know the saying for those deuces, right?
Deuces never loses.
No, the other saying. No set, no bet. If you don't get a set, you're done.
yeah.
You're done here. There's nothing else you
Oh,
can
look
do.
at this.
All in
Pocket
player.
queens,
Oh,
too.
so now we got queens. Ace king.
Ace king
pocket
has
deuces.
to call.
Ace seven
It's
might
not even a big all in, too. It's only 5 1/4. So really, anyone
around
can
his hand.
justify it. Well.
No, I don't think Nolan
But
can
Nolan's
get
in
in
a
here.
tough spot. Yeah, he's got to let it go.
And he does. That's a proper play. Good job, Nolan.
Only because he's got Rita behind him.
Rita's coin tossing for everything. Just jam it in there, Rita. You're doing the right thing.
535.
Classic coin toss here. Queen, queen versus ace, king.
Yep.
Sorry, Jordan. Going up against the monster.
And did ace seven come in? No, ace seven's gone. So here we go.
And the queens are still good. And
It always comes.
Oh,
it always
always
comes.
on the river.
No, it's always there, right?
Wow. Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing.
This game.
You guys always everybody runs it once?
So for the players out there that say Ace King never wins, there it is, Ace King.
Oh no,
winner.
it definitely wins.
That Rogers game, they run it twice every single time they're all in.
Sir, talk about running it twice, and I know you don't do it in your bar poker, right? Because it's all tournaments, no cash.
Absolutely, yeah. Too much action.
What's your opinion on it? Like, I won't give you my opinion. Go ahead.
I like the opportunity to run it twice
Okay.
personally. I think it induces action. I like the action. I just like the action. More people playing.
Okay, I could see that.
aggressive.
I could see that. People playing more hands, and I didn't weigh that part in. I always saw it as, okay, we're chopping pots, we're nonstop chopping pots. But you're right, it does induce action. Now, as far as for the health of a poker room in a game, it's better to run it twice and reduce the variance for all the players. So, you know, a guy jams his whole stack in for 5K, and if he loses, he's going home. But if he could get half of it back, he gets his 5K back, maybe a couple hundred extra, and he's into the next hand. So it keeps people in play longer. I get that.
Right. And more entertainment value because more action's more entertainment.
Right. But you have to be an on or off guy. So you're an on guy, right? You're a run it twice guy?
Yeah.
I'm an off guy. It's just off all the time. It's just don't ask me to run it twice. I don't run it twice. It slows up the game. The dealer gets confused. We're chopping pots, especially in the Omaha games. It gets really, really, really dicey. So I'm a traditionalist, if you will, where I like to just play them the
Keep
way
it
they
pure.
dealt. Yeah, like
Keep
it's a
it
pure
pure.
game. Exactly.
Yeah. I get all the arguments on it. I think they should try to make a new development or a new way to approach it, which is have an on-off button, almost like they do in craps. And
So you know where they're at.
yeah, and I think it also keeps the game a little quicker too. Like the dealer knows already. Like the dealer knows instantly. It keeps the pace of the play going. No one's
Well,
ever tried it.
and it keeps everybody on task too. So if a guy's a no guy, right, and he shows up, if I'm traditionally a no guy and I show up, but the flop comes down in such a manner that I feel the action where it benefits me to run it twice. There's numbers. I don't run those numbers, and I don't understand them enough to know. That's why I just say no all the time. But if you do, and you start breaking it down, there's an advantage to certain hands versus other certain hands. And the way Zen explained it to me is if you're drawing to slim outs, you don't want to run it twice because you can only hit them really once, because if you draw your outs, you really don't have a chance to draw them on the second board. So I thought that was super interesting. But yeah, I'm a traditionalist. Run it once, and let's get the show on the road. So Vinny with a pair of queens.
It'll be interesting to see how the action plays on this hand. Nobody's got a super quality hand. It's kind of a marginal hand for everybody.
No, and this is where you'll see, you know, where the better players will make a play in position.
So Rita calls. And this is where I guess, you know, paying attention to the details of the game. So Vinny makes a bet and Rita calls here, I guess, hoping he's on a flush draw and also thinking she can make a play. But let's see if she makes the play.
So she's first to act there. A real bad play, a real gutsy play would be to fire out when that ace hits.
Well, I actually love the re-raise option here. I love the check re-raise.
Check raise for the ace, right?
Check raise for the ace, yeah.
You don't make that play, do you?
Absolutely.
Okay. You heard it here, folks. Carl Pepitone check raise when an ace comes and he catches air. Is she gonna go?
I mean, it's a beautiful check raise play here because it's one of two scenarios. Either he has the ace of spades and he has a flush draw and he hit his ace, in which case he's going to repop. But she just flatted. She flatted?
Flat.
I don't really understand the flat.
Now, can she just fire out here?
She
can't. So, okay, so.
This is, to me, like you described before. You described this before. She has to fire.
Right. So.
It's what you described before. I don't know why you call. I don't know why you call 200.
It's tough, and it's hard to see from the player's perspective. And I do hear when we're done with the show, I usually ask a player or two about a certain hand and how it played out. And sometimes there's answers, but we all make mistakes at the table. I've made mistakes at the table where like I totally blew that one. I totally misplayed that. So.
Yeah, and it's hard for me coming in because maybe Rita's played with Vinny a lot, and there are people who make hero calls. You don't want to make a move against someone who loves making. I mean, there's people who love making hero calls.
Love to look you up and be like, that's all they're here for.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you had nothing, I got you.
Yeah.
But it costs them, 5,000 to figure out to win that 500.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they just love calling for 1,000 just to say I made the call with only mid pair.
Thanks, Haas. 312 pure for the follow.
But yeah, I mean, to me, the way the board plays, there's some boards that give you the opportunity to make a move, and there's some that don't. And that was a perfect board to make a move. The flush came, the ace came, whatever he flopped on the flop, you know, whatever he hit on the flop. There's so many hands he can fold if she just, you know, makes a significant enough bet.
Mitch, I'll let you pick.
But to be honest, she gave it up when she flat called. When she flat calls, she really can't represent at that point.
No, you give up all. And that's where, so if you play that hand in position there, Carl, and you're not playing out of position, that's where you have him crushed. Because if he misses, and that's what Zen was stressing, forget the cards. It's not a game of cards. At some point, it's a game of position. So she's out of position, and she could have took position back, like you said, with the check
Right,
raise.
exactly. With the check raise, you take the position
You take the
back.
position back, but
that's
she
why
didn't.
I love the move that Nolan made. Like, Nolan made that move. He re-popped with nothing in that hand we saw like 15 minutes ago.
Right.
But he just represented a big hand, making it almost impossible for Frogger to call the river. Or if it was Pat, I forget if it was Pat or Frog. I think it was Pat. Yeah, Pat could not call the river.
No, 850. Sorry, upset. Thank you.
Well, Eddie's got the best hand here, right?
Yeah, and he fires out, and then Rita's.
She just make hero calls, huh?
She may call here. For 250, it's going to be tough for her not to, from what she's traditionally done at least.
But with all those smirks, she's not giving herself a chance to re-raise, that's for sure.
You want Fiji too?
And I'll take a Bud Light, please.
And she's going to make a hero call. And Frogger's going to get some much-needed chips. He's going to get some much-needed chips.
Make it worth your while. Say you have follow card on.
Yeah, all the little idiosyncrasies of the game there too. Like Frogger, you know, when he's for the super sophisticated players, if he's thinking out like what's my value bet, what's my perfect bet to get paid here,
Right.
and who am I up against that's going to actually pay me and make these hero calls.
Make like $2, now it's gonna make like.
If he's thinking it out that in detail like that, I'm assuming
He is. He plays enough. I know I don't play enough to get to that thought process. I'm playing a lot on instinct. I'm trying to subconsciously file the players as to what I feel, you know, categorizing the players. As you're watching, I know you're doing that. You're trying to categorize the players and figure out. I always like to sit down and figure out, okay, who's the best player at the table right away? Like, who can really play? Who's going to play solid? Who do I not want to mix it up with consistently? I was in a tournament, and it seems like every single mixed game tournament I play, whether I'm in Vegas or in Florida, I'm Miami John Cernuto sitting at my table, which is one of the best mixed game players ever. And he's at my table every time, but it's easy. But like, I don't want to play against Miami John. I'm not going to do it. So I try to stay out of his way. And you'll see some of the players recognize certain players and stay out of his way. And then, you know, there's that subconscious thing where you think, I can't win against that guy. And then when you start doing that, then you're really in for it.
Yep.
A lot of aces here on the flop, and Eddie with nines. You're not going to see, he's not paying anybody off here. He's looking to flop a set and move on.
Yeah, he just flatted there with nines.
No, actually, it's the same company, believe it or not.
I love me some Golden Spring.
Yeah, it's all part of running bets. Eddie here playing a very traditional game, and yet the one time he made a move, he runs into ace-jack against a short stack too. He can't get away from it.
Give me a Golden Springs though.
When he tried to make that move against Joe earlier.
If I knew she had them up here, I just got regular water.
I don't really taste the difference.
I would, if they had Zephyrs, I'd buy it because I like to have it in the
And
house.
Paulie misses. He's playing Queen 10, my wife's favorite hand.
1 1/4.
Really?
That's a problem, too, to have a favorite hand, just for the record.
Yeah, I tell people I have 245
Oh,
favorite hands.
look at that hero call. Paulie won't give it for 125. He looked him up just now. Did you see that? He looked him up for 125. He's like,
I guess it was a board that Queen High could play, but
what?
maybe there was a flush draw. Was there a flush draw on the flop?
Yeah.
So it could be.
Oh my God, he just looked him up.
Budget for 50.
But is there a hurricane season? Because we're getting so many.
All right, so here's some aggression frequency. Eddie, typically not that aggressive.
Well, you did say Pat's a new player at this table, right?
Pat, I don't recognize him, but they might have a history. It's hard to
I
say.
went to Walmart. I went to Walmart.
So, because the other thing is, Paulie might just be calling just to see what he's sitting on.
I used to know.
Yeah, I'd wait 15 minutes and watch a replay instead. That might be a better plan.
That's true. I forgot that. Actually,
That is a
it's
thing.
a very good point. It's
a thing.
definitely a thing, 100%.
Oh, I'm ready. I like it.
Change the dynamics of the game.
I can play these people right now. If I had to sit down and play,
So it actually diminishes the possibility of a hero call, because part of the hero call is to see the hand, which
Correct.
in this case you always see the hand.
Correct. You get to see it no matter what.
Yeah, so definitely a factor.
But so now it's straight. It's not even for information. You're straight trying to be a hero.
Right.
That's it. So Mitch with queens, Rita on the button, 9-5 of hearts.
Literally, every kid got like 3 things.
And she called for 170, so she does like to play.
She's in position. She will play some hands.
I mean, I just said I like. There's 240 hands I like, and I still wouldn't have played 9-5. That's one of the 15 I won't play.
I like that. All right. So wait. Now she's gonna. If she hits a gut shot, she'll bust.
Oh, me and Paula were just talking about this.
Okay.
The gut shot's the most, the most difficult hand to see.
Oh no, she can't. Yeah, she's gonna. Okay, so he just runs her off. So.
She gave away quite a bit.
It's tough when when players. Okay, so Mitch doesn't play a ton of hands. He's more likely to have something there than not. Paulie trying to what are you doing? What you have there? So again, for the new viewers, I know we have a big dog ticket giveaway. So Carl, tell your people again that we're giving stuff away. All you have to do is be here.
Yeah, just the more you view, the more chances you get in the raffle. And
right. So right now, we have 6 entrants in there. So right now you're there's 106 tickets purchased. So if you enter now, you'll be one of 7 basically entered into the contest. It runs through the end of the month for the big dog. We just started it. So all you have to do, the more you watch, the more chances you have to win. You can't beat that. All you have to do is sit here and watch.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it.
So get Paula in here.
Let's see. We have 2 ace jacks.
I got a theory about this too, so I like this. So when 2 people have the same hand, more often than not,
it hits. It doesn't make any sense.
If it hits, but then they get it in and they call and it's just them 2, and everybody laughs every time it's the same hand. I'm like, same hand. So let's see if it plays out this way.
Look at this flop. We already have a dangerous flop here. No one's got a spade. It's amazing. 5 players in this hand, and anyone can represent the flush here because nobody has it, or even the draw.
And Rita will represent, and nobody can call here. You can't call. First one in the pot for money wins this.
Oh, well, Rita has 2 pair too. So
no, that helps, but
she's gonna take it down easily.
And she shows, which I don't. But
wow, Rita, what are you? Rita, you're showing like you're aggravated.
Now, don't forget, you're gonna have to see these people later, Carl. So try to pace yourself.
Rita, you're not happy with that win? Is it me? Did she smack those cards down like she was upset she didn't get a call?
She's like, look at these. Look at this hand. She's just showing them. She's saying, hey.
She is consistent. She has shown her hands almost every time when she's made a big bet.
She figures everybody's going to see them anyway, right? Why not turn them up every time?
That's a very good point,
yeah.
Actually. Another really good point.
So,
no one else has shown, though.
We haven't talked about the bad beat yet. You see that bad beat?
No.
You haven't seen the bad beat? The bad beat right now is at 400.
It still hasn't been hit since I was actually here 2 weeks ago. It still hasn't been hit.
2 weeks, it hasn't hit in a year plus. So $434,000 right now.
Wow.
Could you imagine that?
I need to stop playing more. That's what that means.
You should.
Come to the Kennel Club, everybody out there, and play some more.
Well, yeah. I mean, right now, if you typically don't come here, you haven't invested a lot into it. You just come in and you have your shot at 434,000, half. So the loser of the hand gets half. So $217,000. We're quickly approaching the largest bad beat in Kennel Club history.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So
look at this.
Nolan with kings again. Oh, no.
But Nolan turned the flush draw.
Nolan turned the flush draw. They're getting it in.
Interesting.
This is going in. This is
Nolan's going to be so unhappy.
Is it going in? It's not going in.
He's going to be so unhappy.
Oh, he did say all in. Oh, because
he turned the flush draw.
Yeah, but oh, no.
And Paulie doesn't have a lot of chips.
Oh, and wait. Why are they making me wait? Oh, Nolan says,
Wow. What a turn.
Did he give him a free turn?
You guys had polar opposites.
I think
he gave him a free turn. That's why I say he's going to be kicking himself.
Yeah.
He gave him a free turn because he saw the ace. The ace scared him.
No free here, Nolan. No more free stuff.
And that's where, the true bad beat, the really good bad beat stories is that story right there, which is not like I flopped a flush and lost to a straight, but it's an ace comes out of the flop and I check, and then the turn card is the only card in the deck to make me
that
get my
beats
chips
somebody.
in.
Yeah.
Well, that's just that. It makes him
Somebody
pay.
did it last week, so listen to this. So Kim flops a set, and we want to put it on the hand of the week. It's definitely going to be. She flops a set, right? her one opponent flopped air, like straight air, like he needed runner straight to get there.
Yeah, sometimes they say.
She checks, he checks. Turn card gets him closer. He needs a gut shot now. She checks, he checks. River card gives him the straight. She checks, he bets, she raises. She flopped a nut flush and she just crushes him for his whole stack. But she played it perfect. She flopped a nut flush. It was a flush. He flopped nothing. Check so slow that there's no way he could think she has that. No way.
In a bomb, an 8K bomb pot? You're in the
Yeah, that's why it's another thing that, you know, the difference between the intermediate player, the good player, and the great player is knowing, you know, I tell people the only hand you can really slow play is the nut flush or better. And you can super slow play that because you just want everyone to get there.
Right.
But then you see people slow playing a set. Like the sets to me, you have, and that's something I learned from playing with the pros for a long time.
No, the sets
you have to bet something.
Got to get it in with the
because
sets.
then you let runners get
Yeah.
you, and you can't put them on it because you check and you
No,
forget.
you're less likely to make a full house in AR to make a straight or a flush. Correct.
Right.
Especially when you're up against multiple players.
Yeah, so you've got to put, even if it's a small feeler bet, just something of value so the runners are out. Because you want your runner draws out. And of course, Omaha plays differently because Omaha, every hand is a runner.
So Vinny with the nut flush draw.
Oh, of course.
Steve with a flush draw. Steve,
And
Troy
Rita
Aceman.
flopped it. And Rita flopped the second nut. That's another hand that'll kill you. Did anyone make a set here? No, look at these hands. Wow. So Vinny's stuck in this pot.
Not only stuck, he just came out firing.
It's really a dog situation for Vinny. He's dogged because although he's got the nut flush, if the 4 spades come, he probably doesn't get
Well,
paid.
no, Rita's already there.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a terrible, terrible spot.
Yep. Terrible spot. And it's not even value because if the next spade comes, Rita probably won't pay him off.
Rita, now, this is what you're talking about. This is where Rita just calls. Oh.
I like that.
Is he on the button? I think he is on the button. And she had it. She takes it down. So Rita doing well for all her kids out there watching tonight.
You were, I thought you were going to show them the river.
Oh,
I was
no,
waiting
I thought he asked me for the river, but then
Did you have the ace of spades too?
That's a good little peek at your cards. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Great eights I had.
And you had ace side pocket nines.
So bad. It's terrible.
Yeah, I'm a little sick of that.
No, it's terrible. It's embarrassing.
And the nine spade too.
You had the 9 of spades?
Yeah, pocket nines. and the nine spade.
Oh my God.
I had pocket eights. 2 red eights.
Oh my God.
Save some money. It
Wow.
only cost me $25.
So I flop, I'm like, oh, I got a spade. I'm like, nah, it'll be.
No.
I might never do that.
No, I know.
Hold it, but I had 2 red eights.
That's what I said.
3 spades. 2 over.
Hold on, check this one out.
All right, so rematch.
Huh? No, I just hung out around here.
So Rita and Vinny. Seems like a common theme. Rita in the hand.
Yep, she's running good and she's playing her streak.
No, by the way, man.
75.
I want 1% back. You get 2%, I want 1% of that. No, go back?
Oh, yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Vinny gets there now. I don't know how many hands Rita could think is good here, or the hands that she can beat.
That's 400.
I'm still waiting on my cut of your blackjack.
Why do you get a cut? I'll give you a cut, but won't call it even to pack in my bag. 75 bucks. Maybe 75. Pack my suitcase.
I was thinking we'd get a cut because they stay in the hotel.
Oh. Wow. So she floats it, and then she fires out and takes it down. Holy moly. Wow.
I missed the turn. Did they check it?
No, she fired out and just took it with a pair of deuces.
Rita mixing her game up, playing the heater.
Sure is.
But it wasn't a re-raise. It was an
No, she just fired right out. Like right out, she just like, let me take this spot.
So when I get back from Vegas, I think you're going to see me on this table. You'll be commentating my play.
We'll have you in here.
I hope I'm impressed. I hope I impress you with my game.
We're going to give you the business when you get on there for sure, because that's what we like to do.
You can bring Bernier here in the booth too, so he can heckle me a little bit. I can take it.
All right,
you can heckle my game all you want.
So Mitch comes in.
I give you free reign.
Vinny with a pair again.
Pocket nines again. Pocket nines are clearly pocket nines and pocket kings have been the hot hands, hot pocket pairs at this table so far. So the queen hits, and again, it's a weak board. Rita caught a piece, and she's on fire. She's already doubled her stack.
When you got money if I needed?
I got like 10 on me.
Let's see what she's going to do here. Oh, wow. Mitch came out firing hard. Look at Rita. I can't... You know, I like her floating the turn here, but not for that big of a bet. This was a pretty big bet. And she's, again, it's a check raise on the turn no matter
Mitch
what.
knows that.
She's first stack. She can... And again, it's the same situation I had said earlier. For me personally,
if you float, you got to come out.
Got it, yeah. Or re-raise here. You're really scripting a re-raise.
This is the same thing with Mitch again now. This is the second time she's run into Mitch in the same exact situation with the same exact button position.
I'm so confused.
No, I get it.
She's asking for a total count.
Sam
Mitch is very confident here. I'm baffled. I'm baffled how she called it. I guess she just feels like she's running hot. She's taking a shot. And you know what? Maybe that is the logic. You know what? Maybe the logic for her is she knows Mitch enough to know he fires big on the turn, and she's just praying to hit the two pair on the turn to stack them. But she's got to fold him. I mean, you have two choices here. It's all in or fold. You can't just flat. Not for five. Not for, oh my gosh, she's reaching for chips.
Don't try to figure it out, Carl. It does no good.
I mean, she has to jam this river no matter what it is.
No matter what? No matter what card comes here?
No matter what card comes, she has to jam.
Oh.
She got the miracle.
So she bingos it, Carl. And she's gonna check, and she's not gonna get the value.
She's not gonna get the value.
So you wait and you try to get the value, and then you hit your perfect card. Truly
the perfect card. Although it does make three different straights. But
no, he's not drawing for straights, and he's
I
like,
know.
what the?
He can't even believe.
Tell him, Mitch, what the f?
But like I said, she has to fire whether she hits or not. She's supposed to fire that river no matter what.
Wow. So
it's a 7. Honestly, it's an all-in.
What an easy game, right?
Oh, it's so easy when you hit your 3 outers.
So here I am with Carl from the Bar Poker League, hosting their event here next Saturday night.
Next Saturday.
So we're getting his feet wet a little bit, teach him the ins and outs. Look how shiny everything looks over here. So teaching him the ins and outs of broadcasting. So he'll be able to call the game for all his players, and all of them will follow and like to stream, I'm sure.
Like and follow, guys. Like and share. And especially next week, we'll be streaming again here on Twitch. Who's going to be streaming with me? Is it going to be if we
I don't know if it's me.
If we start early,
if we start early, you might get me. Yeah. If not, you'll get our announcer, Mike Jameson, who's amazing.
Here we are again. Pocket nines again. It's a hot hand. Look at this. This could be big action. We have 9s, 10s, queens, and king queens.
This should be good.
Look at this. Queens raised. We had 3 callers already. Who went all in? Rita's just playing. Rita has 10s here, and she's on a heater. I don't know how she can fold anything.
No,
but Mitch is all in with the weakest hand for 1.1. It's amazing.
He doesn't know that. It's a good drawing hand at this stage. I mean, when you're
not with the
queens.
Not with the queens dead.
All these queens there.
The queens are dead. The 10s are dead for the straight.
Kevin Jones, is that one of your guys? NPPT in the house, he says. Go ahead and hit that
Yes, it
follow.
is.
Hit that follow button, Kevin Jones, 8181.
So it's this stuff right here you see in the
Yeah, so
commentaries?
Kevin, so you see right here, look, you just boom, he comes right in. Welcome.
I just posted it because my computer went down, so I
Okay.
he's in there
Yeah, that
2
computer, can you get that?
Yeah, it's
You've been
mine.
complaining about it the whole time since we got here.
It's the way I run. It's just like I run at the poker tables. I run in the real world too. I buy a brand new laptop and it doesn't work from day 2. Look at this.
Well, Paulie's just thinking about
Paulie's
how he's
all
gonna
in
get.
for 3.6 over the top. I missed that.
Oh.
And Rita's got pocket 10s on her hot streak for a whole stack.
She does not call here, Carl.
I hope not.
She does not call here, Carl. Rita?
You know better than me. I know players who will call here.
Don't encourage her, Chad. Do not encourage this call.
I mean, it's a really tough spot because Mitch is a little short and could be making a move.
I don't believe in this. I don't believe in running good and making calls.
I just don't know Paulie's range here. You know, she's got
he has a
pocket
big
10s.
range. He has a very big range.
For 4,000, for 4,000 bet. It's a hard hand to throw away, but top 5 hand in the deck.
Tens?
She called.
Oh, no.
In that spot because he could be protecting against Mitch's all in. There are players who make that move with 6s, 8s, 6s through 9s.
Yeah, that's not Paulie.
And that's the thing. I don't know Paulie's play.
Yeah, I do. That's not Paulie.
But does Rita know that? Rita plays with Paulie enough to know he's not making that move without jacks or better.
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
And she doesn't even know
wait,
the 10's already folded.
Pat just overcalled?
Oh, Pat only has 850.
It doesn't matter. What can he beat there, Carl?
That's true. Almost nothing. He's gambling on a flush for 4,000. He just wants the rebuy.
No, he's got the 9s. And Mitch?
Yeah, he's got to make a set. And little does he know, like I said, I think the 9 and the 10 were both dead pre-flop. This is an incredible hand. Someone else called him on aces. Did anyone turn their cards over? No, right?
Kevin Jones, thanks for a sub. He subbed with Prime. You have Amazon Prime, right, Carl?
I do.
Go ahead and sub to the channel then, because you get 1 free sub with Amazon Prime. We'll take it from you.
Want to run it twice?
If you ever figure out that computer. All right. Oh, so Paulie's asking to run it twice. That's bad for him because one of the queens is dead.
But he doesn't know he's not up against ace king. I mean, if I'm
Right.
him, I run it twice too. Hopefully Rita's jumping all over it, but she's only got 1 out in the deck.
Kevin, make sure you hit exclamation enter.
Actually, Mitch has a good shot. If he runs it twice, Mitch will probably hit his king on one of those boards. Did they do it? It has to be unanimous, right?
No, a player can opt out and then they play on the side pot. They'll play the side for it. You know what I'm saying?
She's showing her 10s and praying. It's no good though.
It's just no good.
She lost her whole stack. Wow, what a pot.
Game's going to get a little volatile now. So, Kevin, hit exclamation enter, and you'll be enter to give away for our big dog seat.
That's 19 right there.
So here's all the information. There it is. If you hit exclamation enter, I cannot enter.
So someone has to enter to do that. They have to
No, well, they
enter.
get it. All they have to do is sit and watch, and then they get free tickets, and they got it. They actually have to hit exclamation enter. Exclamation, the word enter, so it looks like this. Like that.
I
So
got
do
you.
that. Not
So-
enter,
so
exclamation
anyone who-
enter. So exclamation enter.
So anyone out there from No Limit, if you're watching, you need to go on
Like
Twitch.
like this lady is this young lady. Scuba Vet, gorgeous young lady. She's not eligible because friends and family aren't eligible. So.
Well, what about me? I'm a friend of family. I guess
yeah, your
I
friends and
I'm
family,
on
you're
the
pushing
fringe.
it. Carla, maybe. But here they go. Now everybody's firing in. They did hit exclamation, and they did literally hit enter, which is, it's what I told them to do. Yeah, Joey. So we don't, I find it a fine line to criticize and critique and to not. Because now don't forget, I've seen her make amazing plays, and we've seen her make some very good plays.
Rita, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and but we all make mistakes, and I would hate to show some of my mistakes on stream. I would hate to show it. So if we had our greatest hits, it would look pretty ugly for me. So there's a fine line to educating and talking how we would play it, but that doesn't necessarily mean somebody else's play is wrong. Now the consensus might say it's wrong, and you might want to play it a different way more often than not, but there might be, like you're saying, do we know something about the players? did he stand her up for a blind date or something? Like, we don't know her motivation behind trying to look him up and punishing him. Like if we're playing, Carl, if we're end up at the same table, I'm coming for you. I'm calling you down. Like, we got that. Just like we had old beef, so I don't have to worry about you coming on the stream telling me about how you beat me. So everybody has motivation.
Yes, there's all different incentives for calling in different situations. I felt sympathetic from her from the beginning. I said I wasn't questioning her call because I knew she's in a tough spot. You have 5 limpers for 250. There's a lot of players that will push in that situation short stack just to isolate a heads up. And Mitch may be one of those. Obviously, he is one of those players. He made a move with King Queen with 5 players in it. Like, you're not stealing that pot. But he took a shot, and if Paulie knows that, there's a lot of people who are going to repop with Paulie's situation with Ace Queen, Ace Jack, because they know that Mitch is making a move and they have a premium hand, so they're trying to isolate. So I can empathize with her position. She was in a really, really tough spot there with great pot value against a lot of hands, except for Jacks, Queens, Kings, and Aces. Right.
So once again, I'm joined by Carl Pipitone. Some people like to call him Pipitone, from the Bar Poker League. Pips. Oh, I didn't know you had that.
My kids are called Pips.
Funny
my kids and Paula.
Trivia, Carl actually lives, like, if I had a 9-iron and I played golf, not even. Probably a sand wedge or something. He lives like a sand wedge away from where I live, like literally.
I mean, honestly, Brett Favre and Tom Brady could throw a football
hands down
from your
they
house
would
to
hit
my
it.
house.
So
it's a weird angle
funny. We're
over
like
a roof, but they could
we're like neighbors. But yeah, I mean, we
we didn't know it.
We didn't know. That was fun. Until one day I come home and see the Bar Poker League truck parked up the street. I'm like, what is going on here? It's like, yeah, that's me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 2 total. It's actually, the funny part is, like I said, Brett Favre can probably throw a football from your place over one subdivision into another subdivision.
Sure.
Me and Noah are on like the corner of 3 subdivisions, kind of like Utah and Colorado in that corner, the Fork States.
Question is, the big question this week, could Tua make that throw? Could Tua make that throw? The jury's out on that.
Well, considering the game we're watching, can Troy Aceman make that throw?
Troy Aceman in his day could make that
out
throw.
Out of retirement.
So you see, Scuba Vet even says, I didn't know he lives right there. I actually tried. I was like, you want to buy, Carl? We'll buy your truck that the U-Haul. I was like, do you need it for the shop or anything? She's like, no, I don't need it. I was like, okay, because we could put like the Scuba side on one side, and Carl wanted to keep the Bar Poker League on the other side. So it would have been like a Scuba and Bar Poker advertisement.
Yeah, I've been very active on Facebook lately. People think I'm like, moving out of the country or something. I've been selling so much stuff on Facebook, and the U-Haul went on Facebook too recently.
Did that go?
I actually had a lot of people potentially buying it, but I decided to not sell it yet.
What?
I'm on the fence, yeah, because we are doing some moving of furniture around, and most people wanted to buy it did not want to keep the there was a clause in there. The clause
to keep
was
your advertisement. Yeah.
I want to keep the advertisement. So I told people I would sell it for $2,000.
I would only buy. I mean, we needed it for the advertisement. It's the best part of that vehicle. It truly is. I mean, I'm sure it's great otherwise to drive around in, but yeah.
Well, it's great for a lot of purposes for moving. Depending on what business you're in. And like you said, I'm willing to even possibly split the advertising half.
Half and half.
Half and half.
Oh,
absolutely,
okay.
Yeah. But there was so much activity on it, and I just got bogged down.
Yeah, you're like, like hockey gear was on it. Like I lost track. I honestly, I blocked you for 30 days. Like I don't want to see your stuff anymore for 30 days. So big pot here. So
and should it be
Chat Thunder getting us back on pace. Rita flops 2 pair.
Oh my God.
Joe's got 8s. Pat's got an overpair of kings.
Look at this. And nobody has
Nolan?
the 10.
Nolan's got the ace 3.
And he's in the hand too.
Oh my God.
Did he go runner?
Oh, she makes runner flush. She goes from 5s and 3s to runner flush, and Nolan makes 2 pair, which would have been good. So you talk about backing into something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's normally an Omaha situation. That's normally
correct, right?
Omaha.
Where you have like, oh look, I accidentally made a straight when I had something. I was in a hand. You speak of that in Omaha. I was in a hand where I was betting the whole way, and I was heads up with this guy, and on the river I fire out. He raises, I re-raise, he calls. And I take my 2 cards that were the nuts, and I show him the runner. I made runner nuts. And he gives me a face, like this face, like
what are you doing?
Here, we'll bring it here. He's like, and he does that in front of the table, in front of everybody. So I had to say, well, was this good? And I showed him, I
The
flopped
flop
the
set?
nuts.
Oh, you
I
flopped
flopped
the
the
nuts
nuts, and I rivered the nuts. And I was like, was this good? And he had to backtrack a little bit. Look, yeah. I was like, okay, well, I don't need the poop face. Like, it was just, there's no place in the game for that. We understand how the game works. We understand how those hands come out.
Especially Omaha. Like I said, it's such a given.
Forget
in
it.
Omaha, it's a given.
They have it. They have it
To
every
have it in
time. If
Hold'em,
it comes
though-
out, somebody has it every single time.
Yeah.
If you watch our stream tomorrow, we're on 12 noon. We go live at 1. They'll have it every single time. The nuts.
So
if you,
Rita, who's running so good, and I do believe
And
in
then
the
Cole,
butterfly effect.
and then
so
good.
yeah, so she kind of gets caught into a really bad spot, gives away almost all her chips, but she doesn't have to rebuy, and she's back to, I don't know what she's at right now. That's a pretty big pot she won. Probably back to 3,000, I would think.
It's working. Keep going.
I got to see her pot size, although she was up against a lot of short stacks. And that's part of running good,
what's
too.
the worst? So he says, Kevin asks, what's the worst bad beat? Let's see.
Well, Kevin, first you have this that we've seen or that we've personally experienced.
The worst one I've seen. I actually did this to a guy. Okay. We had a high hand for like, I don't know, it was $1,000, and the guy's in a hand and he's calling for chips, so I'm bringing him his chips, and it's a limit game, it's a smaller game. So I'm bringing him his chips, and I set the rack down on the table, and I go to pull. Hold on, Mitch. Eddie's
Did
in with
Nolan
ace
go
10.
all in with queen 9?
Nolan did, but he was short. Oh, no,
1.8.
1.8. Nolan.
Against what?
So is that?
Yeah, it's 2,000.
And who takes that one down?
I mean, did I miss
Mitch?
did I miss the order?
No, you had it correct.
Or maybe the turn was already out. Did I miss it? Maybe he had the draw on the turn. Was that pre-flop? Because we were talking a little bit. Maybe I missed the.
I might have missed it too.
It might have been. Was that
We'll have to
pre-flop?
run that back. You'll have to play that back when you get home.
Yeah, we might have missed it. It was down because he did have a flush draw on the turn. And maybe there was.
So where's the lovely Miss Pipitone? Is she here? Where I don't see her here. We see her? She didn't check in with you? She sees enough of you and hears enough of you? She had enough?
Could be.
So, okay,
No,
so
she's
back
real
to
busy. My son's in town from
Tallahassee?
FSU. Yeah, he drove it.
Yeah, I
he
saw
drove
that.
home.
Already? You just dropped them off.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
And that's the
long
last
story.
one,
I guess I
right?
can share. Yeah,
Wait, is that the last one?
Yeah.
So so you're finally get the last one out, which we're working there. We have one left, and we're working that way. And you finally get to run around with no pants on. And now he comes home the first weekend.
2 weeks later.
What happened?
He partied too hard, I think.
That'll do it. So
He
here,
needed a break.
Eddie with queens. These queens are hot. We gotta check the.
No, it's another life bad beat story. Just he happened to the Pipitone run bad story.
Yeah.
He happens to have two roommates who are really close friends, but one of them did a favor for another
Okay.
to watch their cat.
Yeah.
And it turns out we know my son and I both are very allergic to cats.
Okay.
And so he's having respiratory issues. So he's coming home to take a break from the cat until we can relocate the cat.
Oh my lord! How long's the cat there for?
Well, it was going to be longer, but they're going to move the cat out soon because
Move
of
the cat. The
situation.
cat's got to go. All right.
So
So
here's Nolan. Look at queens. It's like
No,
every other
Nolan.
hand. Every other hand's queens and nines, queens and nines, queens and nines.
there's Frog. We know what Frog's gonna have. Okay. So the rest of the bad beat story. So huge high hand, $1,000 high hands. I come over to the table and I go to give this guy, just got dealt his cards, and I go to give him his rack of chips. And I take the rack and I pull the chips out and I flip up his whole cards. And he had a queen, jack of diamonds.
You're running good, right?
The action already started. There's nothing to really do. So I just apologized. I said, I'm sorry. You know, he didn't put any money in the pot. Yeah, I'm sorry. And, you know, he didn't play
Now
the
you're
hand.
playing or dealing?
No, I'm helping on the floor. So I put the rack of chips down. I pull the rack out, trying to be fancy, rip it out real quick. I flip his hand over. Now his queen jack's exposed. So he's obviously like, oh, thanks a lot, whatever. I'm sorry, sir, whatever.
no.
So flop comes down, royal flush, like just runs out, royal flush. I just walked away. I didn't even talk anymore. I got out of there real quick. So that was a bad one.
That is.
I did see the last time the bad beat was over 500,000. I watched a hand of 7-card stud. This is when stud
Wow, look
was
at this.
queens again. We
That's
got somebody check that deck. There's queens coming out every hand.
Every hand, and look at Steve wakes up with aces. Who's
Oh, Troy Aceman. That's how he got his
who's
name.
also on a super high. Pat's running so bad right now, and Steve and Paulie are running so good.
Oh my God, Pat.
Before comes, I'm waiting.
These coolers, like
I can't
Cooler
even
City.
Yeah, Cooler City. I mean,
Cooler
we're
after
40
cooler
minutes
after
in.
cooler.
This table is running like an Omaha table, to be honest.
Who's on Xanax? What is she talking
It's
about?
running like Omaha. And Pat's got to think he's good, and he's not.
Oh, it's just brutal.
Yeah, he's
But
got
he just does a head shake. He's like, "This, what are we talking about right now?" And we get it. That some days it's just not your day.
Yep. No, Pat's game.
My dad, I never understood it. My dad used to say, "One day chicken, next day feathers." Never really made a lot of sense to me, but I think he's feeling it right now. Right?
That's a great one. I haven't heard that one before.
So the biggest
One day
bad
chicken,
beat.
next day feathers.
Biggest bad beat was when that jackpot was over 500,000. I watched somebody fold for $2. It was a $2 bet to them, and they could have kind of made something, but not really. And they didn't make the call, and the card that needed to fall went one past the person, which would have activated a bad beat, and everybody at the table would have won tens of thousands of dollars. But it went right past them for $2. So that was pretty awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could. The viewers out there, you know, when you're talking to tournament directors, and you know, whether you're a bar poker tournament director or a casino tournament director, you see some crazy situations.
And I've seen so much that I'm down. This is my theory right now. When somebody says, what are the odds of that happening? That's what they say to me. My answer always is, it's 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't. Like, that's where I'm at with this whole thing right now, because I've seen so much nutso stuff that I'm like,
it's true though.
it might happen or not. Like, I get it. Like, but it's nuts. But it could come down like that.
If you play poker a lot, I mean, that's why I tell you, if you're in a room with 50 tables, it's happening every hand.
Right.
Like it's 50-1, but if you have 50 tables in the room, it's every hand.
That's it. That's where we're at.
Or like you said, maybe it's 100-1, but it's every other hand if there's 50 tables in the room.
So, Kevin Jones, thanks again for your follow and a sub and getting involved in the conversation. That's one of your guys, Kevin Jones?
Yes.
Kevin Jones, hit exclamation enter and start entering for the.
The funny thing is, we actually have two Kevin Jones, and
Okay.
I can't tell by your Twitch feed which Kevin Jones that is.
And then the guy from, I think there's a guy from the World Series Poker's Kevin Jones. Oh, look at, so Vinny flops 2 pair. And Steve flops top pair, top kicker. But Steve plays in a way, I'm going to say he's going to muck here. There you go, Kevin Jones. Kevin Jones is now entered. You might have another one. Hit it again. You might have another one by now.
It's been 10 minutes?
Yeah, and you get one for following.
Does it happen automatically, or do you have
No,
to?
you got to enter. You got to enter as you accumulating the points. You watch, enter, watch, enter. So you can't just sit there and go, mow the lawn. You have to be active.
Every 10 minutes you have to hit the.
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
Yeah. Well, I didn't design the software, but if I did, I would do that.
Wow, everyone folded to Paulie there. You see that? Top pair, top kicker folded.
So we got a lot of things coming up here. Let's go to the website real quick. Well, not that website. I didn't want to look at your stats again. But the
why not? I can look at those stats all day.
They're amazing, amazing stats. So we have a comedian coming up. Have you heard our advertising for this?
I did want to ask you about that.
Okay,
I did
go ahead
see
and ask. Ask me.
Yeah, tell me about this comedian. I've seen some advertisement on. I'm not sure if it was a billboard somewhere or online.
So we have, you probably saw it on Facebook. Nick DiPaolo, well-known comedian, will be here in the Paddock, which was just fully renovated with some huge screens and some other stuff. Have you ever eaten in the Paddock?
I have, but
It's
I've not
amazing.
seen it since the renovation.
So, yep, full renovation. He'll be here September 23rd. You can get your tickets now. It's going to be a great show. Looking forward to that. Obviously, we have the Big Dog coming in October. Then we have the Winter Classic. I know you're a big fan of our large events. We'll have that coming up in December 1st for our next series.
Ooh, we'll be there for that.
So that'll be a lot of fun. Have you ever, you said your Paula hit what?
Paula won the WSOP ladies event here.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
back when
So
you had the WSOP here.
Like, does she wear that around the house and you don't have anything? Like,
she used to.
Does she get a ring or a
She got
pendant?
a ring. She
A
got a
ring. That's awesome.
Which she wore. When she did wear it here and there, she would wear it as a necklace, hanging off her necklace.
Oh, really? Flexing on.
Almost, flexing, almost like a Game of Thrones, queen might do.
Yeah, yeah.
With some gothic wear when she wears it.
That's why he got up and was like, oh.
But we may have. It's kind of been lost at some point, so we may have to ask the WSOP if they'll make us a new one.
Like literally lost?
Yeah, like literally.
That's terrible.
He was so proud of the fold.
It's part of the reason why we've been cleaning out the garage in case it turns up.
Yeah, that's gonna. That's a.
Yeah, I want to go pat myself on the back.
Rita, yeah, Rita's back to 3K, so she's almost recouped her whole stack.
She's on a roller coaster. What we'll call roller coaster Rita today. She's.
Yeah. Well, I tell people, you know, part of the, at least my personal theory of running good is that sometimes you go with the flow and you call those pocket tens, but the universe has a way of giving you the chips back because you went with it. You went with the flow.
Is that what you believe?
I do. It's the butterfly effect. So she got the stack back. She made the right move.
Okay.
If you don't get the stack back,
then it was the wrong move.
Then it was the wrong move. It's not about that hand. It's about where it ends up.
You're making my head spin right now.
Well, until you felt it, though. Once you felt it, it's a reset.
Wow. Everybody get that. Write that down.
It's a reset.
Butterfly effect. Felt it. It resets all luck and streak. Your streak's officially over when you go busto?
Yes. When you go
Okay.
bust. It's a
whole new session.
It's a
Okay.
new session.
Okay. All right. I like it.
It's a new session. But within the session, whatever decision you make, once you get to maximum,
Got it. All right.
then you made the right decisions to get there.
So I'm glad you're getting comfortable here now. I know when we first sat down, you're like, how does this go? It's pretty simple. They play cards. We talk about them playing cards. We add a couple anecdotes in there, and we have a good time. So, again, thanks for joining us. Look forward to Saturday, the Bar Poker League Championship.
Yes, everybody tune in next Saturday around the same time. We'll be doing our $5,000 final table.
I'm going to have to play. So in Jupiter, where would your event be and what day?
JJ Muggs, Wednesdays and Fridays.
In Abacoa.
In Abacoa Town Center. Average Joe's on Indiantown Road, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, I don't go there.
Really cool bar right next to a great scuba shop is Twisted Tuna on Monday nights.
So,
Great
how many
venue.
tables available on Monday nights over there? Because we're going to make a run on you.
Usually 2 tables.
All right, so let's see if Scuba Vet's listening. Monday, there it is. Okay, Monday nights. Let's make a run at it. We're gonna make a run at you over there. We're gonna bring the crew. They're all talking about how they play cards and they're saying all this stuff, and even Yvette, she's a tough player, but we haven't settled this score yet. Like, I know you and Paula haven't settled it yet, and Zen and his wife have not settled it yet. But maybe that's the opportunity for us to settle a score here.
In terms of competition?
She says it's settled already, yeah.
And Kevin Jones asked about, yes, Kevin, they do live stream this every Friday night. I won't be here every Friday night. It's usually Noah and he's got some other guys, Mike.
But you're welcome. I mean, if you're having a good time and you enjoy it, you want to promote something, come on out.
Yeah, once I get everything settled down after Vegas, because we've got like 7 main events this month. We have Vegas.
Jimbo Slice is calling us out now. Let's go Monday night. So Jimbo Slice is a regular in our game on. Okay, so now this is getting serious. I spoke a little soon. So now it's happening. So we'll see you there Monday night now?
Paula and I are personally, we're not there every Monday night.
We'll see you there this Monday.
This Monday?
Yeah.
50-50.
If you live right around the corner, if you get too drunk, I'll drive you home. You're right there. I'll drive you home. I mean, I'll drive you to my house.
It's just we're prepping for that main event next week, so we got a lot going on.
Oh, I'm prepping for your main event too, but we'll get it done. So yeah, that's cool. Your Bar Poker Championship. What a great thing. So, how do you qualify for that?
The BPO?
Yeah, the big one in Vegas. Like, I want to go to Vegas. What do I have to do?
$200,000 Vegas. There's a lot of ways
crazy.
to get there. 200K bar poker only. The only way to get in is through the bar poker circuit in Florida. That's no limit because we're exclusive in the state of Florida. We're the only company doing it in Florida. But the BPO, basically, you can play our seasonal main event. You can play our monthly player appreciation tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
You can go any night, any bar, like Twisted Tuna, for example. You can come Monday night, Twisted Tuna in Jupiter. And if you win the first game or the second game, we do a game at 7, another game at 9. If you win either one of those games, you get a token to play online. And every week online on Sunday, they give away about 20 seats into the 200K tournament.
Wow.
And one all-expense-paid trip to Vegas.
Is that gone for this one, or is it still qualifying?
Actually, no. It's the last qualifier is this Sunday. It's the last chance to get in.
So I'm probably not going to make that one.
Yeah, it's the new year. We had 40 players in our company win all-expense-paid trips to Vegas through the online tournament.
Really?
40.
Amazing.
Yeah. Big number. That's a big number for all-expense-paid trips to Vegas to play in a $200,000 tournament that we expect to be $400,000. Last year, it was $300,000.
So Jeffrey Ninth Wonder. We have a Palm Beach Kennel Club job fair coming up here, Carl. And I know you know a lot of people that work here. So we have the job fair. And Jeff, the ninth wonder, could go ahead and throw those states because I don't have them right in front of me.
Let me check here. Mitch raises to 50 with his pocket nines again. Pocket nines and pocket queens. I mean,
That's I need.
I wish we could keep track of this.
Shuffle. We can. So
And
after the
Paulie-
show,
And Paulie 3-bets here. Pocket nines have not raised once. I feel like you guys at your table, for some reason, don't like nines. I mean, nines are pretty good hands. But Paulie's got ace queen, though, so let's see what happens.
how many times have nines haven't won yet,
No,
Carl?
they haven't, not even
Right,
once.
so-
But part of the reason why is if you don't raise with nines, they're never going to win.
Oh boy.
You have to, you either have to. Well, it's like I do get it though. Nines, deuces through tens, you really have to flop the set to win, unless you're heads up and you just take it down on the flop.
Paulie flops top pair.
Paulie's the hottest player at this table by far.
Paulie, he's usually volatile too, but he's playing he's just playing solid hands, playing solid all the way. So good work by Paulie tonight.
Yeah, it's been easy for him. He's playing not too many hands, and when he does play, he's hitting the flop. He's in cruise control, Noah. I think he's in cruise control.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go downstairs to get 30K today.
Steve's breaking the rules, Paul. Steve's bending the rules.
Pre-flop. Bending. Straddle on the button for 50.
That's a big fan.
I'm still in shock at how many times we've seen pocket nines. I don't think we've seen sevens. We haven't seen pocket threes at all. Pocket jacks, not at all. We've seen aces once. And we've seen queens and nines like 6 times.
Yeah, we got figured out my zone, so it works now. Last time we tried. I don't know how to do this.
For poker players that are watching this, I mean, let's just think about this for a second.
Go ahead.
What are we, an hour in?
Yeah.
Like 1 hour in.
Yeah.
And the average, even a very good poker dealer can only deal about 30 hands an hour.
Check.
2 minutes per hand?
Almost closer to 35 probably for the very good dealers, yeah.
And that's only if you have players playing fast,
Right.
though, because if your players are playing slow.
So, yeah.
So 35 hands an hour. We're an hour in.
So we saw nines like non-stop. We're an hour and 20 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so let's even say 40 hands in. 40 hands. We've seen nines in almost 20% of the hands, 1 in every 5. And same thing with queens.
Yeah. Again, go back to my first rule. The odds on that happening, 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't. That's where we're at. That's where I don't. Yeah. It's too much.
It's too much, right? It's just it's a
I'm
lot
not a big.
more-
I'm not a big. Can you believe that happened? Can you believe like I once dealt in a game 7-card stud. I dealt somebody 4 sevens, and then the very next hand I dealt them 4 sevens again. And I'm a very good poker dealer and a very good shuffler. So that was weird, but the odds on that happening were 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't.
Well, I'm another firm believer that when you have like your 30-minute or 1 hour, like if it goes an hour hot like this, it probably go an hour cold where.
Oh no.
Ace high is winning at the board.
No, they're going to create their own. They're going to create their own action here at some point. They're still going to be firing.
Their union won't let it happen. It's amazing, right? Like
So can we hit a button to see all the stack sizes? Or it just happens
So
automatically?
that happens. The production team on the other side is they populate that. So if they're doing a good job, and Josh is up there today, we should probably see that soon.
He doesn't even answer questions. He says what he says.
So if you haven't followed us already, go ahead and hit the follow button, and then hit exclamation and the letters ENTER to enter to win a ticket to the big dog. It has a $500 value. We're giving away at the end of the month, live on stream.
So Kevin, the game is 5, 10, 20. So someone actually already answered it. It's 5, 10, 20.
Yeah, we should actually. It should have a button you can put exclamation
look at this
limits.
flop. Oh no,
The action's already done.
I missed. Someone had pocket sevens. Are they still in the hand?
No, that was gone. Sometimes there's a slight lag where you see something hang, but.
What's crazy is they need to. The vaccination.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, we're doing vaccination.
We're vax. It's we're putting it almost in a cat. Here you go.
There
So
it is.
he didn't hear you what you were saying. He doesn't. He can't hear you, but he'll put the stats up for you.
Now, these are different stats.
VPIP is voluntarily put in pot. So that's how many times somebody puts in voluntarily, not blind. So that's non-blinds, basically, where they're making calls, raises, aggressive moves. That's that stuff.
Wow,
That's that.
I didn't see that. I didn't realize Mitch was doing. I did notice that Rita and Nolan were playing a lot of hands.
40 to play.
But I didn't know Mitch was playing that many. But yeah, Steve and Paulie, as we saw in the stats, not playing a lot of hands.
So Jeffrey Ninth Wonder points out, the job fair we're having. So if anybody you know, if your kid doesn't go back to school and wants to stay here and live in your house again, I know you would enjoy that. September 21st on a Tuesday, 4 to 7, and Saturday, September 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Job fair.
Nice. Can I audition?
You can audition, Carl.
I mean, just
I will fail you. You will fail.
I'm just curious if I pass the muster. And Eddie here wakes up with a hand. I haven't seen him involved in a while. And Vinny's coming after him.
Heads up.
In Russia.
And see what happens here.
Let's see. Okay, so position matters here, as in many things.
They both check.
And
What a great board for Vinny. Does he know it? Nope.
First bet wins here. First bet wins. Nobody wants it.
No.
Oh, see?
Eddie's going to kick himself in the ass on this. And now he definitely doesn't have to bet. He can just check.
Check, check. There it is. Check, check. That's it. Here. Yeah. Vinny spiked a 5 on you.
Vin, you should freeze that sperm, buddy. And I beat COVID twice, so you gotta freeze that sperm.
Wow, he says he beat COVID twice.
Oh, really?
That's how he runs, he says.
There's a lot of potential in that.
So we talked with Zen when Zen was here. He's going out to World Series Poker. And World Series Poker made a move to you have to be vaccinated in order to play. So I get it to a certain extent. Back it up a little bit. They came out with their first thing saying no vaccinations. If you had a fever or something, you're going to check. So here's aggression frequency, more stats. Our team's on it. But they said we're going to do some testing thing if you have a fever or if we hear that you're hanging out with somebody who has COVID, and this huge convoluted thing. And I was like, well, that's weird. They'll never be able to monitor that or police that. So whatever. Twitter blew up. It went away. Then they came out just last week or 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago saying that everybody has to be vaccinated. With that being said, the employees don't have to be vaccinated.
No way.
That's where they're at right now. So then the question came up, the first event is always the employees event. So the very first event of the World Series Poker is always the employees event in the business. So if you play in that, do you have to be vaccinated or not? Nobody knows. So that's where we're at right now.
Oh my God, the crazy things that come up in the poker world.
It is, and you know what? The community is exactly almost split down the line. You know, half are on one side, half are on the other side. So it'd be interesting to see how the numbers look when the event comes up. I think they're going to be off. Not only for that, but just to.
I mean, it's kind of obvious to me. You have to make that event has to be vaccine mandatory. It's a poker event.
I had an idea. I had it fixed already.
It's still silly, but.
If I ran a show, Carl, ready? You have 2 separate ballrooms. The Vax ballroom, the Unvax ballroom. You play with all the Vax players. You play with the Unvax. When you get to the final table, we'll figure it out. There'll only be 9 people left. We'll do a quick test. Everybody sit down and play.
Great point.
Fixed. I don't know what the problem is.
I love it.
I should be running stuff.
You should be.
I mean, I should. So if you hear
you are running stuff.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy here at the Kennel Club. Been here 22 years. But if anybody wants to reach out from World Series Poker for some form of consulting, I'm more than happy to help you out. Jack, I know Jack. Jack, I got some ideas, Jack.
They could alternate events, or they
help
could
me help you.
I used the one. I like that when they first.
Yeah, alternate events.
And
Vax
actually,
day.
the great
Vax
thing
day,
about
not
it
Vax
too,
day.
'cause, you know,
Hey, play it at 2 different casinos if you had to. Play it at 2 different properties.
Yeah, even ballrooms are good enough.
Yeah.
I think.
So I'm an ideas guy, but you know, I like to think outside the box. Carl, you're that same kind of guy. You would have figured it out.
Absolutely.
Joe just
more than one way to skin a cat. Another one of our, you know, our grandparents teach us a lot of great line, a lot of great proverbs.
They did.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to play pocket jacks too.
Right. So if your computer work, you can watch the chat. Can you see the chat over here where everybody's weighing in and everything? So you can watch us on here or watch us on YouTube. If you want to play it on your TV for the replay, just go to YouTube and Pbkc Poker.
Still not working.
It's still just, you should get that thing away from me. I don't, where'd you get that?
Best Buy.
Take it back.
You had to get him fired up, didn't you?
Yeah, Paulie does have a stack and a half. The rumor had it that he purchased 30,000 in chips last week. I wasn't here for that show, but he did go and buy 30,000. He didn't do that.
Which vaccine did you get?
What's the rule on the table? The table stakes. You can buy whatever the big stack is. You can buy in for.
Since it's a game, a little more private game where it's not open on the board, they're flexible. So they'll allow, depending on how the texture of the game, if it's playing insane and there's large stacks everywhere, to let somebody come in more. I don't know how they let Paulie come in for 30K. That would upset me if I happen to build up a 10K stack and then Paulie goes downstairs, buys 30K and brings it upstairs. Yep. That wouldn't be my favorite. So Kevin Jones, the cash table selected. If you want to see, just get with us, watch one of the streams on either. The easiest one to get into is a Thursday game, and that's a 2-5 no-limit game. That's the easiest one to get in. But we usually have a seat, maybe two. I reserve them for the viewers. So anybody comes on here, shows interest, says, hey, I want to get in the game. I basically tell the game, say, hey, save a seat. We have somebody coming in next week. So if you're interested, just let us know. We'll get you in there. Usually let us know by Monday or Tuesday to make sure you don't get shut out.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I did notice today, though, I was in Walmart, and there's a lot more people wearing masks.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen this. People calling this.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking at me like, because I'm not wearing it.
I know.
I'm still waiting for
So
them to
let's
go
hear
up
what they have to say.
That's a big.
We're gonna see that. We're gonna see that 15 minutes.
Oh, the Queen Jack down there?
50.
Which one before? It wasn't shooting.
Well, I don't want to say that I called it, but I kind of called it. I said we're in the second hour and the cards are going to go dead, and so far they've
Stop.
been dead.
It's been 3 minutes.
Since I said that.
3 minutes. It's early. Give it a second.
We haven't.
I got another theory. The largest hand ever of every night is as soon as we shut the stream off, it's the biggest hand. Always. Always.
Here we have pocket tens and there's no action.
All right, if you have,
as you opened up the show with you, in order for there to be a big hand, we have to have a really good.
you're gonna have two big hands,
Yeah, you have to
and
have two
a
big
bad
hands.
and a second best hand.
And a big drawing hand. Yeah.
So if you look at the giveaway here, hit exclamation enter to get your entry into the event. Let's see.
As long as you know it, it's okay now.
You get a point every 10 minutes. I can't enter, so as much as I watch this channel.
You still got your viewers, so that's a good thing.
All right, so rank the players now. Now you've seen enough. Look at Nolan. Nolan gets kings finally.
But let's see. He's done.
Is that Ray Romano? That's you, right?
Oh, he just called. I am Ray Romano. Who said that?
Somebody called you Ray Romano. I didn't put it 2 and 2. He was in a show I watched the other day.
That's. I didn't even think I could actually get away with that now because they don't see me. Yeah, I've always said I lost my claim to fame. I could have done Ice Age. They didn't need Ray Romano to do Ice Age. I could have done it.
I didn't even realize that. So I watched it. I'm currently in a Netflix series about this lady who gets like a chip implanted in her brain by her husband, and Ray Romano's like the dad of the lady. And yeah, you're Ray Romano. That's weird.
You should really.
You could be a voice double.
Yeah, I am right now actually. Just you just gotta tell QZone that I am Ray Romano. Q's-Town. Let's see this flop here. Oh, did someone just flop it?
Oh my!
Oh,
Eddie
Frogger.
did 8-9 with the. Oh, Nolan, I'm sorry.
But he may not get action. Nolan's got a lot of chips in front of him.
Dude, no, yeah.
175.
Oh no. Rainbow 5-6-7. Eddie spikes 8-9. Easy, Nolan. Look at that! Whoa! Did you see that?
That was a great fold for only 50, right?
That's a.
He knows. That tells me a lot about the game, right?
That's
there.
the fold of the day right there.
That tells me a lot about the game.
Whoa! So what does that tell you? Yeah.
Straddle on the button.
Eddie's like.
It tells me two things.
What?
It tells me two.
What's it telling you?
It tells me that Nolan plays with Frogger a lot.
No, he doesn't.
Really?
That was a godlike fold.
He just said the word. He just said King 10, and I had kings. And in my head, I thought I had King 10, so I was like, snap, folded right there.
Oh, okay. So he folded because he misread his hand. That's weird.
if he doesn't know, so save me a lot.
That's amazing. So the kings folded to that. I thought it was a guy like Reed, and it's like, oh yeah, I thought I had king 10.
You thought he had king 10?
Did you really?
Wow. Good read or misread or whatever you want to call that.
I just thought I was like, wait, I had kings there. I was trying to.
Wow. Okay. I see you, Nolan.
Raise the pre-flop, you know what I mean?
I almost did raise pre-flop.
But he meant, but I think he meant pre-flop. He'd have thought he had king 10, and then he realized it
No,
too late.
no.
Because he didn't raise pre-flop.
No, he thought he had king 10 the whole way. Yeah. He never looked back. I usually take a second look to make sure.
But then how does he know he folded it? He must have realized it at some point before he folded. I think pre-flop he didn't know, and then by the time he realized he did, he just got away
Too
from
late?
Because
No.
it was a limped pot.
Okay, we'll put him back on great fold again then.
I think it was a limped pot, and when you when you limp the, I mean, I think it's a great fold because it was so cheap. It was only 50.
So I'm here with Ray Romano. The voice double over for Ray Romano.
You can advertise me as Ray Romano, but spell it like ROOMAN, so you don't get false advertisement.
Like they're doing that Nirvana concert with 2 V's in it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can have me here every week as Ray Romano. And Ray Romano is a very good poker player. I actually played with him at the WSOP main event.
Okay.
Back in 2000.
Did you talk to each other? Was he like pointing at you?
I
You
tried
pointing at-
to, but he's always surrounded by cameras and
Okay.
stuff. We couldn't really get close. I wanted to, though. I wanted to be like, Ray, close your eyes. What are you hearing?
Ray, I'm you, Ray.
So at high school back in the 90s, they used to call me Mr. Romano.
Was he popular? He was popular back there.
Yeah, absolutely. Very popular show in the 90s.
175.
Nolan with 8s. What?
And I have family
Wait.
that are Romanos too in California.
Is Ray? Is she? Yeah.
Nolan fires here.
Wait, read a
call.
smooth calls looking for a jack.
And Paulie, who's got sitting on 9,000 folds deuces.
King. Now, you see, Nolan's out of position here. Let's see what he did. He knows it's on him.
Quit intimidating me.
I'm
He says, "Stop picking on me."
He folds kings, and now what he's doing.
Oh, check. Oh, that's terrible.
That was her. She talked him into it.
She talked herself in. Oh no.
And she just hits the.
Oh, still win.
Oh my God, he almost folded a winner. She doesn't spike there, just insta-mucks. You can't do that in this game. You never know what somebody's going to turn over. And by this game, I mean this game here, not this game of poker.
Does he only have 150 left?
Roughly, a couple.
So Rita called there with a gut shot straight draw. Were they
Trying to bust him for 150.
And that's the danger, you know, in playing in a deep stack game without having a big stack in front of you. Sometimes people just call you just because they can see 5 cards for $300.
Yeah, that gets a little dicey.
Oh no, wait, those are oranges he has in front of him.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's got 3K, yeah. So she made a play. She's making a play on him. I'm a big fan of trying to hit random stuff to try to bust somebody. I am. Implied odds.
I guess she was
You
playing
don't hear the
position.
words. You don't hear the words implied odds a lot, but implied odds basically meaning if I could hit a miracle card,
Absolutely.
then I stand to bust this guy for sure. And I get it that I'm behind right now, but I'm implying odds that if I get it, I know I get his whole entire stack.
When I was like 16, I read a book by, I forget his name, is one of the classic mathematic guys back in the day,
Mike Caro. Yeah,
yes,
it was Mike
yes,
Caro.
Mike
I know.
Caro. Mike
I know
Caro.
it
I
all.
read his book,
Yeah.
and he taught me about implied odds at
Yeah.
like 16. I read it.
Okay.
And it
How'd that work out?
It actually helped my game a lot,
Okay.
although I ended up playing a little bit too loose as a result.
Yeah,
But it is a
you
big
gotta
part of the
yes,
game.
you gotta be careful with the old implied odds.
Josh.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
No, Mike's out.
Yeah, because actually you can justify calling those gut shot straight draws when you're sitting on 2 huge stacks. Because the implied odds of hitting it could be 100 to 1. Look at this, Rita is firing out, and she's got the best hand, so she'll probably ship it here. Look at this, somebody just went over the top. He hit the 9 on the turn, she slow played it just a little bit.
Ace King.
Wow.
Rita goes.
They're calling me. My husband texted me and said they're calling me Roller Coaster Rita.
Asking where Polly is.
Uh-oh. That was you, Carl. Hold on tight, folks.
I think you were the one that said roller coaster.
I think I am.
You-
But I'm a proponent. I've been trying to get us out of this area because we're way too close to where they are. It's just a matter of time before someone comes over here.
we have the first straddle that we've seen, at least, that we've noticed.
Somebody lays a
Nolan,
somebody comes over and lays a haymaker on one of us for saying something that's just not correct.
has that happened before?
Not yet, but we're trying to get out of here before it does. But we're a couple months away from the final studio being finished. And Noah does have nicknames for everybody. So
Roller coaster Rita, at least for tonight.
right, tonight, yeah, it's
Now,
just
I
temporary.
only pointed out that her calling the pocket tens turned out to be a good call because she ended up getting her chips back like the next hand, within 3 hands.
Right.
She got all those chips back, flopping 2 pairs against 2 over pairs.
So we're swapping a deck out for whatever reason.
It's probably no. If, I would have to guess it's Nolan or Pat asking for a deck swap.
You know, it's the same 52 cards in the other deck. Same thing.
Different energy.
Oh, man. You're that kind of guy, right?
I'm that guy.
Wow. I mean, I'm that guy on Football Sunday. It's only weird if it doesn't work. Like, if the remote has to be in a certain position and stuff like that. That all makes sense. But you saying to switch decks doesn't make any sense to me. But when you, like, to jinx a field goal kicker, that works to jinx a field goal kicker. But to worry about switching the decks to get better cards, that doesn't work.
All right, we got a straddle for 50 on the button and a re-straddle behind.
So we find out from internal sources that there was a need for the deck.
Yeah,
to be swapped
we
out.
live in the past here. Everybody else is living in
Is
the
this a
present.
double straddle? Am I seeing a double straddle?
We do have straddle, re-straddle. So we're kicking it up a little bit.
From out of position, you can re-straddle. I've not seen that before.
Yep.
Okay.
So now he took it back.
So
Sorry, Noel.
this
Yeah,
is
he took
Joe.
it.
Joe, who just got felted, is going to come out strong on a re-straddle.
Holy.
Well, he really sitting tight on his stack.
Call.
I'd ask Paulie to change it for you, but it goes against his bylaw.
Look at this. Frogger folded
So
a
viewers,
pocket
so
pair. Did
I
you see
wonder,
that?
we have,
Frogger folded a pocket pair on
What
a
was
double
it?
straddle. Pocket 4s, but it's a straddle, no raise. I mean, a chance to steal the pot maybe.
Tree fitty.
so Rita's husband's in here stalking. Show yourself.
And speaking of still trying to take the pot here, Vinny makes it 350.
Okay.
And Joe, what a bad spot for Joe, who's not running good. I mean, no shocker, not running good.
No.
He straddles with King Jack and runs into King Queen.
Yeah, that's.
He's in a bad spot. Even if he hits the Jack of Diamonds, not. Did he just flop the nuts? He did.
Holy moly, Vinny.
And then he's gonna. Oh, you don't want to bet this, Vinny, do you? And he's gonna bet it hard.
Kevin asked what my poker nickname is. It's really simple. It's Poker Noah.
I mean, I have a
As stupid as it sounds.
it's whatever.
Look at this. Is he gonna get action?
Appreciate it. I think so. St. Pauli over here. 15.
Look at this. Nolan
Oh,
just makes a move. on
running
this
into
board.
that's just the wrong spot.
Just the wrong spot.
All in.
Okay. That's just the wrong spot. You
Just the wrong
it's
spot.
just wrong.
Nice hand, honey.
Yeah, it's the wrong spot. That happens. I get it.
I mean, wow. There's some. I don't know.
Button moves and is correct.
Why didn't I go in there with mine?
Appreciate it.
I did that restraddle.
You did.
I know.
I feel like that was a sophisticated move by Vinny, but I'm not sure. He came out. He almost overbet. He flopped the basic stone cold nuts.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he overbet to induce someone to re-raise him, as if he felt that was going to happen. Like I tell you, the only hands you slow play is when you flop a flush,
Straddle behind
almost
a
nut
button.
flush or a boat, you can slow play. And he not only
Or you just hammer the gas and you hope for somebody to make a mistake.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what he did. He hammered the gas.
On a pair with a flush draw, so either my pair or my
I mean, the
flush
pot
draw.
was 1,000. He bet 50% of the pot, but still, he bet 400 into. I mean,
So-
what's he hoping? He's hoping someone has the ace of diamonds. He's got both of the high diamonds.
It's funny because
So if you haven't entered, we're doing a big dog giveaway. We're giving away a ticket to our $500 buying event.
initials are RCK.
If you just hit exclamation point,
Good Lord, what do I want?
the letters ENTER,
No one gets no action with pocket tens.
that's that thing. I mean, that's the way he's
Talked
running. He
about
gets a
it, yep.
hand. And,
Nolan and Pat will get aces with no action.
Oh, you're saying for him.
Pat's walking off. I don't blame him.
so do you swap?
Yeah, but these that was suited. This was
That's the
all
bottom.
Nolan and Rita playing significant more hands than everybody else.
So we talk about the job fair. So we have host positions, dealer positions. You don't need experience to eventually become a dealer. Stephanie here, she started out as a host and learned how to deal, and now she's one of our best dealers. So we will provide training for that. So a lot of jobs coming up. So if you could get over here, check our website. Once again, it's September 21st for the job fair and Saturday, September 25th. So they're running a bomb pot here now, right?
Vinny and Steve both sitting on 5K.
Good luck prying those from Steve's cold, dead hands. I'll let you know that right now.
I can't see Steve's cards. He must not have put them on.
Yeah. You'll see some people.
He forgot to put them on the.
Whether on purpose or not on purpose, sometimes we don't know. I like to guess what he has. So he didn't put it on there yet?
That is kind of fun. Nope.
Okay, so Steve right now.
And he re-popped a little bit.
He popped? Okay, so Steve has.
Aces are dead, so he must have.
Steve has a 10 of clubs and a jack. 10? No, he don't have a jack. Could he have?
I'm
no,
going to go pocket.
What the hell could he even have?
Oh, he bet this flop. He could have king.
He's got Broadway.
Could have king 10, yeah, absolutely.
That's it. That's all he can have. Oh, no,
king
okay.
10 or queen jack.
He didn't have anything. He lost. He just folded to Joe, so it wasn't that good. Running clubs. Oh, no. Aces up. It's good.
I folded king, queen.
You gotta just play it, Rita.
I folded king, queen with the king of clubs. Look at that river.
You're running hot. You shouldn't fold until.
See? They're using your theory now.
Yep.
If you're running hot, just stay in there. Got to be in it to win it.
I was so happy when you threw him away.
Nice hand.
Thank you. Oh,
So Joe, we see so far in this first hour, hour and a half, Joe, Pat, and Nolan just struggling to win any hands.
That's it. It's like some of those days it feels like the wheels just fell off and you just try anything, nothing works, and every time you get a hand, somebody has something a little bit better. It's like Oaks Poker says, no gamble, no future. I like that.
The ace of clubs was already out there.
But poker sessions are kind of like the game of roulette. If you ever watch a roulette table,
okay.
you know, you'll watch sometimes 5 blacks rip off, and you're like, well, 5 blacks ripped off, now 5 reds
Won't be
rip
6.
off.
Right. They're all independent.
It's all, yeah, but every once in a while, every once in a while, you'll see 35.
Stop.
You know? I've seen 35 twice, same color. And only if you watch a lot do you see that. And I say the same thing in poker. You can run
30?
35 same color in a row.
No, you didn't. There's no way.
Ask a roulette spinner. Just
okay,
ask.
I'll ask.
Next time you're in Vegas, ask a roulette spinner who's over 50. Ask a roulette spinner's over 50.
The odds on that.
What's the most you've ever
seen? 50-50. But there are true odds on that happening.
It's astronomical. It's
right.
It's probably higher than the bad beat.
It's way higher than the bad beat.
But I've never seen a bad beat in my whole life.
Well, now's the time. Downstairs, $430-something thousand. So if you want to see one, you should probably, on your way, go play downstairs a little bit on your way out.
You read it right. You were behind.
So Nolan would open ender. Eddie, what's Eddie trying? Eddie's going to make a play here.
You saw me. I was like.
Is Eddie going to make a play here?
Maybe Nolan will make the play first.
Yeah, no. Eddie makes a play and it's good. That's it.
Position.
Yeah.
Position.
So Kevin Jones here got with the program right away. He's entered to win the ticket.
Someone's leaving. No one's leaving. You know what? I'm going to put the mic down and go jump in the game.
You going to jump in there now? Because you knew everything that happened?
Yeah, now I've watched. I know the
Oh, wait, he's back. Nolan's back.
He's going to look at one more hand as he's getting up.
No, he's got. Is he?
It looks like that. Looks like one more hand.
It's always that last hand. Okay.
Nope, there he goes. He folded out of turn.
He really didn't like that hand.
So Joe's going to raise with suited jack 10.
All right, so we got a seat open, so we'll see who steps in there now. Kevin Jones could get here. We'll give him that seat if he can get here quick enough.
Kevin Jones just got another ticket. He's got the system down to a science.
Yeah, he does. He's playing correctly.
Kevin, I got to ask you if you can hear me, Kevin. Are you at a poker table right now?
Vinny's walking by, so anything that's happened that was bad, you said it, not me.
Vinny, very nice flush.
Yeah,
I was shocked when you fired out on that hand, but it worked out perfectly. Was it scripted that way in your mind? Did you script it like that?
Nah, I'm trying to make this 1,000 last.
We're going to add a segment. We'll interview the players mid-game, just like halftime in the NFL. We'll
Am I allowed to interview him right now?
Well, you are, so I guess you
It's a
are. I mean, you're already doing it. So, so what's the plan for the second half of the session, Vinny? You're going to mix it up a little bit, or? Oh, he says we're going to try to win more money. That's a good plan. All right,
So
good luck.
So when you fired
Good luck in the second.
You were hoping somehow an overpair, right, or something?
I was gonna definitely hit the straight.
And then
That's where the commentators say, okay, good luck in the second half, coach.
Good luck, Vinny.
I asked you like 3 times.
Oh no, I thought you saw him stream with 3 kings.
Oh, so Kevin's not. I thought Kevin might be at BB's playing poker in Boynton, but he's not. He's just chilling at the house.
So guilty.
Nothing wrong with chilling in the house and watching the stream.
So Kevin, take notes for me. Let me know tomorrow any feedback on you doing a better job next week when we do this for the main event, for our No Limit main event. And for those people out there tuning in, we are also doing a satellite event next week at 6 p.m. You can come out and play that event next
Second
Saturday
chance.
at 6.
Okay. I love when the streamers. So I'm rooting for Kevin next week. Is Kevin in?
Kevin's going to be in the main event
Okay.
next week. Yes.
So I'm always a fan. The guys who show up and contribute to the stream and chat in the stream, I'm always
You're
rooting
cheering
for
them
them.
on?
Whether in Big Dog. So I'm pulling for Kevin Jones, 81-81, to be at the final table here next Saturday for the Bar Poker League. What do you call it?
The health benefit of
It's our
What's the name of it?
it's our main event.
Oh, the main event.
No
Okay.
Limit Pub Poker Tour main event.
There it is. It's a little wordy.
Yeah,
No
we just say no limit.
Okay.
We just say no limit, even though it's a cliche for the for the industry, no limit. But we are no
So
limit.
can anybody play the second chance event?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
So
And that's
second
the
chance
last
open to
satellite
everybody.
to get into to Vegas. Actually, if you want to get into
That's
Vegas,
a satellite to Vegas.
Yes, it is. It's playing at 200K.
Yeah.
It's the last.
I don't think I
one.
have enough dealers for that. Like, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's.
We do that every time our main event. We make the second game
Wow.
satellite. But it's a survivor. It's a survivor satellite where you can take cash or
Okay.
seat. That's the beauty
What's
of
the
it.
value to
It's cash or
seat?
200. So it's 200 cash or $200 seat.
Okay.
Or for our No Limit Open here at the.
What do you
Council
get for the
in February.
package? You got to fly yourself out there, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So you're not flying them out there.
No.
Okay.
No, just a seat.
I got 5 in my
No
hand.
package.
Can I get 5 bread from you?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Just a seat. Oh, we're really short on this table. Everyone took a break.
Third man walking. I'm a fan of that rule right about now.
Pat's been gone for 40. It's about 20 minutes. Frogger just probably went to the bathroom, and we lost Nolan.
Hey, it's 100.
So a lot of good stuff coming up for the Bar Poker. And again, we love that you guys are out there in the community promoting the game. I think you guys promote the game better than anybody, actually. It's the best way for somebody to come learn how to play poker. Go to his website. I think we should add it. On Saturday, we'll add a link so everybody could click on it and find out where you play, when you play, how you play. It is the absolute best vehicle to get you up to speed to play tournament poker or cash game poker for that matter. I recommend it. I do. I truly do. If I had to tell somebody, oh, I want to learn how to play cards, okay, go play here right now. This is what you need to do.
Yep, it's cliche, but the more you play, the better you get. And sometimes, if you're playing your local bar, it's a great opportunity to just get more hands in, see more players, different styles of play. And it's also great for the pro players and the real cash game players to bring your wife, your friend, your significant other, people who are intimidated by playing cash. They can come out and play, have a good time, play right next to you.
So a lot of your players will come and play in our big events, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So basically,
a lot of our players.
Yeah, I do see a large crowd.
That small.
They should represent. They should actually wear all their gear when they come and
When they're
represent
here?
you. Yeah, when they're
I
here.
think a
for
lot of
sure.
them do.
Oh, it's the minors. It's the way to learn. And they turn into some of the best players we have. There's a handful that just smash everything around here. Some of our best players are
Yep.
born and raised right here in West Palm and learn how to play.
Yeah, very few of the high stakes guys that play in the bar poker circuit, but a lot of your regular tournament guys and regular 1-2 and 2-5 guys learned how to play in bar poker.
So Rose just joined the chat. Hello, Rose. Good to see you. I assume we'll be on tomorrow afternoon at 1. Here's Rose. If you don't know Rose, that's Rose. Tomorrow's her Omaha game.
Is she cheering on Frogger?
She's cheering on the frog.
That's 250.
Take this. So we're square.
Yeah.
And then if you can give me 2 cash. Actually, I have cash.
I can give you more if you want.
Okay. I don't want more.
So everyone's
Nolan's
back at the
back.
table. Nolan's back. I think he's just squaring off with Frogger on something. Oh, no, he is back.
He's back. No, he's back. He's in.
So I'm actually winning in this game.
So the table's full again. Everyone that needed to take a break took the little break, and we're back to a full table.
Is Rita going to try to make these 6s work here? She's not going to try to make these 6s work here.
75.
I don't know where she's going to. Jordan's been playing so tight.
Well, and there she is. Wow. So
Yeah, that's right. I've seen that.
that card doesn't change much of anything. He's just going to. Oh, he only had. That's the thing too.
So he had 1,000 behind.
No, he only had.
That's an orange.
Was it? Okay.
1,010. He shows.
So this is your test run. We're going to run this to the provider for the stream service, Gorilla Gaming, that provided all the equipment. We're going to send him the tape of how you did here, and then see if you can maybe earn a spot to call a little bit of the action out.
Yeah, you tell him, Noah.
You think he'll give you a little bit?
He should. He should. Glenn, we're going to show you this tape, and I do want a shot to broadcast some of his live events.
Okay.
Maybe even the WPT at the Borgata. I can handle that too.
Could you? I don't know if they want to hear what I had to say, but for something like this, the streams, we get a lot of compliments on how entertaining it is.
Actually, no, you're very good. Very completely straight. You're very good at this. I've heard a lot of announcers out there.
So, yeah, it would be great to get Glenn up here and see if he'll get involved a little bit. What we're actually trying to do is we should be able to get remote commentating. I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
I'm feeling action here. I feel like there's gonna be a big flop.
Well, if the combination comes any combination of that stuff,
it's gonna be all or nothing for sure.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see.
gonna get hairy here. Let's see. And
Nope.
that's nothing. So okay, so back to what we were saying.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You're talking
Yeah.
about commentating.
So Kevin, the NPPT final table. I know it's wordy. No Limit Pub Poker Tour. Final table will be streamed live here, correct?
Yes, just
15
like
minute
this,
delay.
Kevin.
15-minute delay. What a great opportunity for your guys to come and play on this, so their family can watch and their kids and
That's
grandparents.
why I'm actually going to share this again. Kevin reminded me, so I'm going to share it again on Facebook just so people can see what this is going to look like next week.
People want to play. Like all these events that we have with the final table streamed, everybody wants to play it. I mean, I would love to play it.
Yep, it's going to be an opportunity to showcase their work.
That's it. Show
We've
the
had
world.
3 in the BPO, the Bar Poker Open.
Okay.
They're calling third place the no limit spot because our players in the last 3 Bar Poker Open events have finished third in their live streamed final table.
Really?
$20,000 3 times.
When are we going to get first? This time? Is this going to be the one?
Actually, no, we did finish first. The last one we finished first and fourth.
All right, nice. The announcers, would that be
Or first and third.
would that be Ebony Kenny again?
It's usually Ebony. I'm not sure if she's doing it
Okay.
again this year. And, it's been 2 years
So
now
it'll be
because of the whole
Carl.
COVID
It'll be
experience.
Carl
I think it should be
Pipitone.
Carl Pipitone and Joe
Okay.
Ingram.
And Joe?
Joe Ingram.
Can you get
yeah.
Joe?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely Joe?
They had an owners tournament with some of the owners of the bar leagues and
Okay.
a couple of pros, and Joe Ingram played in that game, and me and him had a lot of banter going on. He made me fold the best hand. I was pretty upset
I
about
would
it.
love to get Joe on stream sometime. Maybe I'll put something out to him. When we get remote commentating, I'd love to have Joe. I think he's one of the better personalities on the media side and the commentating side. I think he did a great job with all the when it was the Stones gambling hall mess out there with the live stream. I think he did an amazing, amazing job.
Yeah, he's definitely
No, he's good.
made a name for himself
He-
in the poker
he's good.
business in a very short amount of time.
Well, he was calculated
Commentating.
and he was straightforward, and I think
Look
he
at
did
this.
a great job.
We have kings, jacks, eights, ace 10, and king 10. The bet right now is Pat made it 200 with
Best
his
hand you
kings.
can have right here is like 2-4, so you can just get out of this way.
Yep, and poor Pat's not running good. Nobody raised him, and he's got his kings up against 3 hands, which is, although there's no ace, he doesn't know it.
So he tried to get in and hopefully action behind him so he can come
And the
over
crazy
the top.
part, though, is if the ace comes, he's going to fold because someone's going to rep it. And the ace does not come, but someone flops a set of 8s against
Oh,
him.
lordy.
And he's going to get felted again, more than likely, with that board. Look at this. This could create huge action for Mitch. Oh, Pat doesn't have any chips left. Pat only has 600 left, so those chips are going in. No, he's
Yeah,
got
almost
more than
1,000.
that.
Almost close to
Yeah.
1,000. Yeah, it comes up. It's a little, they're not RFID chips, so we do rely on the team up there to keep up with it. And it's a lot of information. So he has about 900.
Look at Mitch. I love this. I love watching this when you see the cards and you know that he's tanking with the set. Now, what he's really, people think he might be folding. He's actually thinking about is he going to raise or call.
No, he's thinking about when he's going to put all his chips into the pot.
I think he should flat call here.
I think he should put all his chips in the pot right now.
If he flats, Steve is going to shove. And Steve has Steve's on a big stack too. He should flat, and Steve is going to shove.
No, when you flat there, you tip it off too. Because you can't flat there, you know? Like, I don't know what they could put you on if you flat there.
Steve insta-folded jacks. You see that?
Yeah.
Insta-folded for 2K.
It would have took something really special for him to call there.
No redraws.
Oh, there's only one person in the pot.
Okay, Rita.
There was 4.
Someone get this man's glasses.
I don't know. I wish we had an alternate dimension where we could see what Steve would have done if he flatted. Because I don't think he folds if he flats.
Oh.
And Pat's rolling his eyes, and I don't blame him.
That's the second time he had to give that look. It's like brutal.
Looked like a draw happy flop there.
His kings have lost twice, I think, to sets, and his pocket queens ran into pocket aces.
It's one of those nights.
You want to give him my sheet? No, you give him my sheet.
Sorry, I was supposed to leave. I can't. I'll try to get them all in.
So they haven't run a lot, not a lot of run it twice.
I haven't seen any.
Makes me happy.
Vinny, I'm leaving real soon.
That's just my personal opinion now.
I found money in my box that I didn't.
Big game tomorrow. So Kevin asked earlier about when our stream is. So we are Thursday at 1 Eastern, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Raise to 150.
I'm gonna just play real smart.
No, we should work something out, Carl, where you guys could come in maybe once a month and bring one of your, final tables or something in here to get more people exposed to the stream table. You could do the commentary, you and Paula.
Yeah, after Vegas.
My favorite bar.
Everything's after Vegas, huh?
Yeah, right
Okay.
now.
Everything's just after Vegas.
It's true.
It is. Well, yeah, I'll be there just before that.
It's only 2.5 weeks away. We're gonna have like 200 people. Could you imagine taking 200 of your friends out to Vegas? It's like everyone you know.
Yeah, that's a lot. I like to do Vegas. Vegas in large groups sometimes, because there's always that person that's not used to Vegas, and they lose their mind, and you like gotta babysit them or track them down, right? There's always that person.
Absolutely. There's a hangover. There's a hangover moment.
So my favorite, I like going with one person. So we're on the same page. But when you get a crowd out there, woo!
Well, everyone goes into different directions.
Okay,
I mean,
good thing. Ooh.
Absolutely. Like there'll be some people like us going out to some nightclubs and seeing some of the top DJs.
Okay.
There's some people going to the Wynn playing, every day.
Yeah.
There'll be a different group checking out the WSOP. Some people go to the Venetian.
So
Some people go.
the best restaurant in Vegas is Hobach. It's a Korean barbecue. So if you get the chance, go off the strip, go to Hobach.
Off the strip, huh?
The biggest players in this room told me about it. The guys who play the large games, and it's not fancy, it's not expensive, but it is probably some of the best food in Vegas. Hobach. You heard it here first. I'm not a paid endorser either. It's just that good. Oh, Joe Trump.
Rita called with pair of sixes.
She's just not having it.
I mean,
Small sample size. But
this is kind of what I was saying earlier about who you're going to make your bluffs against, and know the people who like to make hero calls, and it just seems like Rita likes to make that hero call.
Yeah, you just hate to try to make that play. You're like, now you're like praying to God you could get the play to go through, but.
And the weird part about it too is the game of poker really depends on the night, because some nights people who are tight as nits will make hero calls.
Or if somebody's running bad, they're not going to make those calls. Like you could get somebody who you're really putting pressure on, like Nolan or maybe seat number Pat. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where at some point I'm calling. If I'm Paulie, like I'm looking you up now. If you're making a play on me, I got too many chips. But if you're somebody else and you're getting your butt kicked, you know, maybe it's time to just go ahead and let some of those go. So new player in.
Oh, Vinny got up.
Vinny got up because he thought Nolan wasn't coming back, and Vinny gave a seat to provide a seat to the guy he called to fill Nolan's seat.
I see. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
I see you looking at my stack.
So that's Victor.
What is your name? Victor. Victor, I'm Nolan. Good to meet you.
To the Victor goes to spoils.
Raise to 100.
Paulie's so quiet here today.
Yeah, I played with Paulie once too, and I don't remember being this quiet. He's bringing his A game, I guess. Sometimes people do that.
I like to keep everybody on our toes and and mix it up. I don't have an A game usually, so
yeah, that's why I'm
I
chuckling
play
to
C
myself.
minus, my C minus game usually. Bring that.
I'm chuckling to myself because if I'm that quiet, it means I shouldn't say A game, but just super focused. For whatever reason, sometimes you just like, you know what, I'm just going to be super focused tonight, and it's hard to do the friendly banter and be that focused.
Yeah, I like to do the banter because I like to present a different image than I'm actually playing, and I see a lot of the top-notch players do that. So if you can multitask and put the banter on, if you're able to do it, there's a lot of information to be gained. You could change your table image to be something totally different. Like, Frog's not involved in a lot of conversations saying a lot of things. If I were him, you could play the same style, but just be involved in every conversation at the table.
Are they going to run this twice? Flush draw. Joe, let me see what happened here. Oh, Rita's got the flush draw, and she's the hot player. Look at this. It's just a tough spot for her. She could call this.
She's calling this for sure. I'll bet you.
And this
Here,
is why I say
I'll
if you're running it twice, this is a snap call if you're running it twice on a heater. And that's why I like the action.
Oh, you would run that one twice all the time because you can actually make both of those hands.
You can make
You see, that's the hands you don't want to be running twice against you. And she does. She calls. Don't run it twice.
But the math is the same either way. And I always like they talk about the math.
No,
the math,
it's not. So.
Well, what I mean is the math on the first board. I know.
Right, but she's the only one that can really improve twice.
And she didn't get there.
Oh, Joe
and
makes.
King 6.
Oh no, the King 6. No.
And who he felt?
No, Joe.
Nolan with the top. Nolan with the best hand. Gets felt it again.
How bad is he running today?
It was two players running. If they ran it twice, for sure Rita was going to have to flush on the second board.
Right, that's why I'm saying I don't run it twice against her. I run it out. Because she's at an advantage. She's most likely she could make it. But she's going to make it at least once.
But the reverse math is you're almost guaranteed not to lose both. Like
I don't want to guarantee not to lose both. I want to win the whole thing.
Right, so you basically
put her to the test.
That's the gamble.
It's a gamble. There's math to it. There's a calculated math to it. I don't know it, and I'm sure the people out there know it. But I should probably sit down and break it down to know. I wouldn't use it though. I won't use it because I'll declare right away. And I think, kind of like you said, I don't think it's a terrible idea to have a button saying I'm not running it twice.
Yeah, I just don't like from talking about pure game.
Yeah.
To me, the pure game is like you said. You never run it twice. The second purest game is you have to declare for the whole 2 hours at least, for like a 2-hour session. Because when people are zigzagging,
you can't go back and forth. That is just as far as etiquette goes, absolutely no good. You can't be a run it twice and then not a run it twice in the same session. You're not allowed.
Yeah, and to me it actually seems collusion. It's collusional. Like so take it personally. Yeah. But you ran it twice against that guy with
but
a
you won't do it for
hand,
me.
But you won't do it for me. Like you're trying to felt me.
Correct. So we'll come up. We'll patent that the run it twice button.
Yes, I like it.
You have it. It'll be red for once and black for twice, and you have it one side or the other. then we don't have to discuss anymore. And then they declare, and now you know what you're up against before you get involved in hands. It adds another level of
Yes, it
strategy.
does. Oh, Jordan just made the nuts.
Thank you.
Jordan's thanking. The hand's not done yet, Jordan.
But Mitch has no cards.
Nolan, sevens.
I had no plus
Sorry, the car itself, it's right. Sitting driving at that fucking pay, but getting it out of it can't be. So low.
Anybody want? Everybody here?
I thought Steve was going to come in here, the Dallas fan that he is, a little tilty based on what happened last night. When the GOAT, Tom Brady, drove the field in like a minute 20-something seconds, and just like it's nothing. That's his job. Like they had no shot. Like
It's just unbelievable to watch him. 44 years old and just
clutch.
still one of the best quarterbacks of all time at this moment.
One of the
At
best.
this
He's
age.
the best.
So, I mean, even in the
Right now, I think he's the best.
he's still the best, right? Like even if you put him up against 28-year-old
Yeah.
John Elway,
Yeah.
it's-
No, there'll never be a question. There'll never be another one. I don't see it. I mean,
not with the longevity.
no, not with the longevity.
Although he did have a great offensive line almost his whole life, which is part of why he had the longevity he had. But that's all the reason why there won't be another person like that.
Not to mention, don't forget the element that he took less money, which provides more money for an offensive line.
offensive line,
Because
which
he doesn't need the money because he's loaded and his wife's loaded, so they got heaps of money. I'd be like, yeah, pay me $1. Like, give me the best players in the whole league.
And it's also smarter, too.
Yeah.
You give up a few bucks and maybe his back will last a little longer because he didn't get sacked as many times.
So Pat smatches this flop, and Mitch again.
Second best.
Oh, brutal. Oh, no, Pat smashed it, and Mitch is second
Mitch
best.
is
But
firing.
Pat's been getting crunched all together. This is
Imagine it goes runner right against Pat.
that would be brutal. We
Sorry,
would've
Mitch, but I'm cheering on Pat here because he deserves to win a hand. Let's see if a diamond comes on the turn.
All right, Pat's good.
Yeah. No, he's gonna. Hopefully he checks here, Pat, because then Mitch is gonna have to fire. And there's the all in.
There it is. Sorry, it's
Both
already
went
over.
all in. He's drawn dead. And Pat finally doubles up.
What? Well, did Mistill?
You see what Nolan says? Nolan's a good commentator too. It must be a misdeal because Pat doubled up.
Nolan be good.
And he hit. Nobody else did.
And there's a flush and a straight out.
Nolan's golfs a lot. So if anybody's looking for any golf action, go ahead and hit Nolan up. He'll give you some action. I don't know if he's good or not, but
Does he bet like Michael Jordan on the
not that high, but they're up there a little bit. They like to play.
They're the one that have a, or that's Poker West, right?
He had to be thinking someone got
Oh, there he goes, talking golf. I knew it. See?
We have 2 golf courses. Poker West, I think, 4.
That was like a premonition right there. No, it's almost like Noah induced the
I
conversation.
did, or I somehow in the back of my head I heard it 15 minutes ago, and I have a good internal clock, so it's somewhere in between. So you said the action would slow down a little bit. It did.
It did, right? We haven't
Yeah,
really
a little
seen-
bit. You might be correct, somewhat correct. Oh, look, Paulie's playing a hand.
So far, everybody loves him.
What do you got, Paulie?
It's all better.
What do you have, Paulie? Oh, look, Queens again.
Queens of back.
Did Paul? I thought Paulie called. All right.
325.
Raise, re-raise. What do you got there, Paulie? Uh-oh. I wish we had a zoom in here. He looks angry right there. He looks that way. If he wins a gigantic hand, he looks the same way. All right, that's that thing again when, you know, you get a big hand, you need somebody else to get a little slightly smaller hand. That didn't quite work out for him there. So thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the follow button
Thank you.
so you can be alerted when we go live. We are giving away seats, a seat to the Big Dog event. All you have to do is watch the stream and hit exclamation enter.
And when is that extra raffle going out again?
That will go on the, let me give you a date here. The Big Dog is the 9th, I believe. So it'll be right at the end of the month, the beginning of October. And we'll go live on stream. We'll announce it. We'll tell everybody. But the more you watch, the more you enter, the better your chances to win.
Jordan, Jordan's going to have to call here. Rita, let's see. Rita has an ace. She can't fold for 20. She's up against another ace, so she better hope the ace doesn't come. Yeah, see, it doesn't. Another thing about cash games that played another pocket queens. Yeah, they're coming back. Right as we said that, you know, we talked about the second hour, and now we're going to the third hour, and it's already starting to change.
Troy Aceman with queens.
We're going back. Now we saw jacks, queens, and queens back to back to back hands. They're coming back on fire again. I can't see that. Oh, there's the flop. The jack.
Steve came out right away with a check.
Oh, Victor's the new player. Victor could get. Oh, we have an open-ended straight. No, the open-ended fold. We had a four. Steve checked the queens.
Oh my God. Oh, did Rita get there? Oh, Rita got there. Steve made a huge mistake, and Rita gets there. Oh my Lord.
He's only putting a small bet out there, though. Steve won't give his hand
She's
away.
just calling here. She's not raising here.
No, but there's a flush draw. She's supposed to bet.
Oh, that's too much, though.
Way too much.
It's way too much. You go 3 times, 3x or something. I get the texture of the game.
Yeah, she's worried about the flush draw.
I'm not. I don't live my life like that.
Me neither.
Yeah, I live. I go to Value Town here.
Me too. 400.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
400.
Whatever you could.
And if the flush comes, the flush comes. You just fold.
Yeah, that's it.
The irony is no one even had a club.
And it came out. Oh, another jack came on the end. She could have busted somebody. Okay, so you need 3 things to happen. You need to have a big hand. You need to have somebody have a smaller hand, and then you need to not bet too much.
Yes.
3 things.
Very well
So
said.
write that down. Write that down.
You need to bet it appropriately. We'll just call it bet it appropriately.
Bet appropriately. Okay, that's what we'll call it.
Bet appropriately.
No, no flush.
No flush. It wasn't even a draw.
She's telling him, and then what he's doing here, until she sees it, he's justifying her play, so she makes that play again. Which I've seen that at the table, where a player will ask me what you have. I had this, be like, oh yeah, I had. That's why I bet this. But like, yeah, you did good because I was calling. I wasn't calling. There was nothing I'm calling there, or not for that bet, or for any bet. But you lie to him, you tell him, and then you get more information as time goes on. I don't talk about hands or replay hands or give any factual information at the table why I'm still in. I won't do it.
Rita, I love the wedding ring. Just noticed that. Am I not supposed to point that out? It's very nice.
60.
And the watch, actually, she has it on the right hand too with the beautiful watch. She's got the bling.
You know, now if Nolan or somebody's in there, you could get him. I think you might be able to catch him in that hand.
Oh, she would have actually. She valued, but she catches a lot of people because we had a
no.
A
well,
nut
even at her size bet, if she catches anybody with an ace jack, she might get him.
Ace jack, but even Joe was open ended.
Okay.
Steve had an overpair.
You know, it goes back to that thing. It's better to win a small pot than lose a big one. That's part of it too. There is that theory.
Yeah, but when you're a great player, you can't lose the big one because you fold when the flush comes anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know. We have a whole bunch of that happening tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you're running bad, I can see, like, if I'm pat and you know the flush is coming,
Forget it.
You're getting hit all night.
Yeah.
Then it makes sense to ship it. But Rita's running good. That's just a beautiful turn for you.
For free, after somebody gives it to her for free.
Yep.
I used to do elevators, home elevators with. They were one of my big customers.
But yeah, Monday morning quarterbacking though. I mean, I do get. Not only is she up against a flush, but there is a straight draw too. She could end up chopping the pot with 2 people. There's an open-ended straight draw and a flush.
They were my second biggest customer.
But a big difference in tournament play. Like in tournament play, I do think Paulie would probably be pushing his stack a lot more. Like you see those big stacks really push
Right.
their
There's
stacks
no
around.
sense. He doesn't gain anything.
Right. There's no gain in it.
He's not trying to win the whole poker world and win all the chips in the room tonight. He's just trying to have a winning session. As you see, he's absent from the table right now, which is always a strong move. You see a lot of afternoon players be like, I got to go pick the kids up. Like, it's 11:30. Like, what time they get out of school? Like, oh, no, the nurse called. I got to go get the kids.
Paulie told me to say that.
Multitude of ways.
Positive, contagious energy.
Yes, thanks a lot.
You're welcome, sir.
Blessings be.
I hope you all split it.
Hope everyone has 10
I think that's too much, my love.
You got 160 out
Too
there.
much, sweetheart, too much.
I thought that was your love.
Remember, the 60 gives you
You got 160 out there.
Ted Cruz in seat 7? In seat 9?
Yeah.
I don't even need to be
True.
top 15.
No, you didn't.
He's got a real serious look too.
He is super serious.
Yeah, I'll never forget when I watched Harry Potter here at one of your first big WSOP events, and he was a chip leader like Paulie is early in the tournament. He literally raised every single hand.
One of the kids, which kid?
Harry Potter, they called him. He must have been like.
Was it Sam or
early 20s, curly black hair, glasses.
150.
Probably like 6 feet tall.
My wife hates every chip steak.
Thin guy.
Oh, those guys.
We won your
They're
first
all,
main event
they're,
here,
They're
first
all cut
1100.
from the same thread, yeah. All those kids, I think all of them became high limit players, like truly nosebleed type games in Vegas, like the biggest games. They did. They were so far ahead of the curve, it wasn't even funny.
It's very true.
Like
Very
so
true.
far ahead, 3 of them. Harrison Gimbel was there, and then that kid, John Riordan is his name.
Yeah, it was one of the.
John Riordan. And then the other one, I think he was friends with Sam. They all used to live together and talk about game theory, from what I understand. And they were so far ahead of everybody, it was ridiculous. So I don't know what John's doing now. If John still plays,
I'm curious.
Maybe we'll check it.
I was just going to say, actually, how those guys were so far ahead of the curve, but how the game has evolved. Now it's almost the opposite. These young kids, actually, like this guy Pat.
Okay.
And they play super tight. They're almost the nittiest players, which throws off their, throws off the read sometimes on them.
So let me see.
If you've never played with them before.
Let me see if I can not mess this up and try to see if we could find this.
And Pat, if you do listen in later, I mean that as a compliment. But also running,
So John Riordan, let's take a look here.
Let me see if that's him.
No, that's it. So that's him, yeah.
Can I see the picture?
There's John right here. That's him, for sure. That's him. It's him right there, John.
Yeah, that's
okay.
him.
So that's John.
That's John, yep. He was the first player I ever see play that aggressive, but he was, like you said, it was just becoming popular that year.
I don't know why it just did that. That's not my website that I was on.
Actually, when I played the WPT main event against Blair Hinckley, he played a very similar game when he got stacked. Just raising every hand, especially near the bubble. But again, the main point is the difference between cash and tournament. Tournament where people are playing with a limited stack and survival, especially near a bubble, you can get away with playing that uber aggressive game with a chip lead stack. Whereas here in a cash game, it means nothing.
Right.
You're going to push and someone's going to call you and they'll just rebuy.
Which changes the whole. It changes the game. It does. It changes the game.
Big difference, especially near the bubble. It's a big.
Yeah, I find myself struggling a little bit in no limit from tournaments. I play too many suited connectors and weird stuff. I get myself in trouble in a tournament situation.
Tonight's a bad night to straddle. Paulie's not like it.
Oop, they're talking about the straddle, and Paulie's coming in. Right as I say, he's been playing tight with his big stack, and here he comes in with a straddle.
Hey, C3, do you know when Paulie's coming?
I like that straddle, though. Everyone says, they like the straddle on the button. I like the straddle out of position.
Right, because you take position back.
Right, he's still in position. He's doing it in the small blind. Smart move.
He's hearing well, better than ever. Oh, no.
Yeah, he's going to be
How come no one's the big blind? How come he hasn't posted his big blind yet? When you straddle, everyone doesn't have to post?
No, you posted.
Or maybe he pulled it in already. I just missed it?
He may have, but that happened pretty. Oh, yeah, because they're first to act after a straddle.
So he doesn't have to post his blind?
No, he does. He should have.
It's not there.
I don't even ever thought about being a preacher, Paulie. This would be a good one.
Did I miss something?
You might have missed it.
Oh,
You
Jen
got
says the
a big
pot's 100, but I
gallery
don't see
forming
it.
over at the game. You look over there. It's like a gallery watching it.
Yep.
There's a lot of action.
Was Lamia flush draw?
Mike Visaki.
Oh, there's the pot. I see it now.
Oh, that
Thanks,
is
Mike.
flop.
Appreciate it.
That's a flop.
Breaking Bad.
Yes and yes.
Paulie
Yeah, I
hits
love
it.
Breaking
Paulie's-
Bad, and I like.
You can't put that fruit on the.
And Paulie's playing pot
Yeah,
control. He's got top pair.
Paulie's doing nothing can do no wrong tonight.
All of it.
And he
But
flat, yeah, and
so hard for me to make it.
I think
He
that's
checked
Billy
down?
said.
It's just so like even
It's his friend. It's his buddy.
What are they colluding? What's going on here?
It's his buddy over there.
Good.
No buddies. I
a
have no
check
buddies.
down?
I have no buddies at the poker table.
It's a check down between Mitch and Paulie.
I don't trust anybody at the poker table.
Because I fall asleep a lot during shows. Like I'm sitting there falling asleep every episode.
And if my grandma was playing, God rest her soul, I'd try to get every dollar out of her also. I mean, that's what's expected at a game, right?
That's what I did.
Yes.
There's only one way to play it. Run up the score in youth football. Win every single pot you can in poker, every single dollar.
Really?
That's the way I live my life.
Took a season and a half to get into it.
Which one?
Yeah,
Breaking
true.
Bad?
I think Better Call Saul took longer to get into it, but I think it's Better Call
No,
Saul
because
last season.
you sort of knew what to.
I like Dark Call Slow.
Noah Carbone's new nickname is Cutthroat.
Oh yeah, El Camino.
I forgot that I watched that.
That's
but
tough.
I did, yeah.
Cutthroat Carbone.
Cutthroat Carbone.
That would be tough.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, yeah.
Cutthroat Carbone.
Delete. Somebody hit that delete button on this one.
No. Naked and Afraid. Yeah, okay. Start watching that shit from your comfy couch.
Actually, no, the expression I was looking for, go for the jugular. That was what I was looking
What if you don't watch?
for. Jugular.
It's like
just
I
jugular.
get made fun. Mike makes fun of me because I
You have to it really makes
coach a lot of youth football, and I get all the kids for the first time. I never saw these kids before, and I give them the, okay, we're getting ready to do our first practice, and I ask the kids, why are we here? And one kid raises a hand, 9-year-old or 8-year-old, and he says, to have fun. I said, no. I said, you know what's fun? I said, winning's fun. I said, you ever see the kids who are getting their butts kicked on the other side of the field having fun? That's not fun. So we're here to win. That's the only reason why we're there. Losing's not fun in anything. And if it is, don't play.
Yeah,
Especially poker.
The opposite of Paul's brain. You know?
especially poker.
The love show's funny.
Yeah, the school of thought's changed on that, but that's
Oh, has it?
yeah.
Not for me. No, I got no time for that. Don't give me a second place trophy.
I'll watch that.
That's the whole I-9 sports
Nah.
thing. Is
Oh,
fun.
No fun. No, we're not developing skills. We're trying to put the other guy on his back, and we're trying to run up the score. We're trying to get suspended like Scuba Vet did for a youth football game because she ran the score up on the little guys.
Oh, look at this. We have a lot of 10s out here. And
Check.
nobody's really caught a big enough piece. This game is really, the action is really slowed down.
Yeah, well, you know what happens? It's the chips when they flow in all Paulie has a whole bunch locked up, and then it makes it hard for other people to get involved. So it makes it a little tougher.
It's true. Paulie and Steve have definitely locked up a lot of the chips in this game.
Good luck to you.
And are not giving them back easily.
I mean
Steve only lost, I think, 150 with his pocket queens.
That's amazing.
On a very weak board. There was no king, no ace on the board, no real strong, except for that gut shot that Rita hit.
Mitch is Paulie's brother-in-law. So, okay. Now I understand. I'm punishing my brother-in-law there. Like.
Oh, see, we get the answer. Something was up there.
That's it. Now, okay, now we get the rest of the story. So Mitch gets no mercy from me.
And I mean, I understand because there was also not a pot brew. It's like they had to protect the pot. It was a small pot anyway. They just decided to keep the pot small. He should be good here.
Everybody.
Great hand, Eddie.
Pretty good hand, Eddie.
So yeah, it's talking about the John Reardon days. This table's playing the opposite. It feels like the younger you are, the tighter you're playing.
Okay. So thanks for all the viewers today. We're over 40 viewers. They must be here to hear you, Carl.
I have to look at the list.
Are your people? Is this your people?
Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't already, if you're Carl's people, go ahead and hit the follow button. Make an account real quick. Take the 5 minutes. Make the account. Twitch, it's free. And follow the stream. If you have...
I like Quentin Tarantino's following us.
I felt it as soon as I let go. There was two there.
Yep. Well, thanks, everybody. A lot of new faces and a lot of old faces in here.
You're singing poker or life or what? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no.
Hold on.
Wait, guys, he hasn't acted yet.
Well, now you know.
250.
I remember the day I found out there's no players, poker players, no friends at the table. So somehow I'm like 18 years
We'd have
old.
called 200 here with 7 deuce. I'm sorry, I got
They might be playing 7 deuce. So have you seen this? It's going to be hard to get it through here. They play a side bet with 7 deuce. If you could get it run through, then people have to pay. She tried to get it through. That's what she did there.
I see.
So trying to win with the worst hand. So she was trying to get that through. But I remember the time I figured out there's no friends at the poker table. I went down with 3 friends when I just turned like 19 or something. I shouldn't have been playing. And I'm playing cards in Atlantic City.
You know my favorite shows.
And my buddy sits next to me. I'm playing 7-card stud, and I'm nervous, and I don't know the game or whatever. And my friend's sitting next to me, and I get in this hand where I make 3 10s or something, and it's showing. And I learned the integrity of the game. He basically like trying to tell me not to call, like not in so many words. So I fold, and then he was drawing to a straight. He didn't even have it. And wait, so some other guy wins the hand, and he loses, and I lose, and I had the other guy beat. And I'm like, that's BS. That'll never happen again. I am so all for myself. I don't care who's sitting there. Not happening.
I'll tell you the worst friendly game story of all time. And it reminds me too. We were talking about the on-off button in Omaha, having a button, and it reminds me of, I don't know if you ever played high-low in a home game where people declare. You have to declare.
Yeah, that's the best way to play.
Right. So you play the high-low where it's one in your hand, one is high, none is.
Or you go for the scoop.
Yeah, scoop. It used to be 2 in the hand is a scoop, 1 is high, nothing is low.
Yeah.
So I have quads, and for whatever reason, I still had a chip in my hand from the last hand.
Yeah.
So. Oh no, I didn't. I forgot to grab. I thought I grabbed the chip and I didn't. So I opened my hand up low, with quads, and I said, "Guys, this is a friendly game.
Yeah.
You know I wasn't going low."
Yeah,
with
you're not
quads."
going low.
And they would have none of it. They made the other guy, and the other guy went high too. So I would have won everything. Instead, I won nothing because I didn't even have a low. You had to have an 8 low.
Yeah.
So I literally didn't even have a low.
That is amazing.
And it was a bunch of friends. It was like $1,500.
Ex-friends.
Nice.
Ex-friends. Wow. No, we're still friends. I let them go because whatever they're sticklers about. I think that they thought maybe I was trying to steal it.
Right.
Or maybe there was someone else. Maybe I'm remembering this. Or maybe you could go low, but someone else. Yeah, that's what it was. I must have.
Right.
been.
You could have, but he probably had a better low. He probably had a straight and a low, and you can't win. Wow, that's amazing.
He had a heart attack. They were in Italy.
And I'm like, come on, guys. I have the nut high, like the nut.
He had a heart attack.
Speaking of that, do you know
James
that
Gandolfini.
Better Call Saul guy had a heart attack
Tony
on set
Soprano.
recently?
No.
They just got back to filming the last season, but he had a heart attack on set.
Wait, Better Call Saul's coming out again?
So legendary. Yeah, we run the evening here on Friday nights.
Wait, he was like a
It's one of our best shows. We got a guest commentator, Carl Pipitone from the Bar Poker League.
1 1/4.
There he is. There's
Reed
Carl.
is coming in strong.
There's Carl.
I'll be here again next Saturday night for our main event.
That'll be fun.
He's coming in before.
Mitch Foles here.
His brother and his father is really powerful. I guess he gets it all the time.
And looks like she's gonna scoop it.
I assume you've seen The Wire.
Not really.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've heard of that dude died.
That's an old one. It's worth watching.
That's my favorite show ever made,
I
buddy.
think it might be.
You like that?
So
Talking
legendary.
about TV shows here.
Legendary says, Carl, I sold my table. LOL. Legendary, you know Legendary there?
Dexter?
No.
You probably do.
But if he said I sold my table, it must be my friend in Port St. Lucie who was selling his table.
Well, a lot of females like that show, right?
Yeah, he's one of our resident trolls. He likes to get in there and mix it up a little bit.
Well, that's what I mean.
He's a good supporter, very big supporter of the channel. Legendary, make sure you hit exclamation enter to get your ticket to the big dog, to enter to get some seats to that. If you haven't already, hit the follow button. But again, we're giving tickets away to the big dog. If you follow us and then hit exclamation and the word enter, in the chat, you'll be entered to win a seat in the big dog tournament.
Oh yeah, that is maybe one better.
I think I've taken it a little deeper in the wrong.
My wife likes that.
I used to bitch at my wife, like, why the fuck is this on? And then,
Mitch wakes up with aces.
He's got good writing.
And he's been raising, we just saw the stats here. Mitch has been raising a lot pre-flop.
Raise one.
Paulie's brother-in-law, Mitch.
Let's see if Jordan, he's up against four hands that are ace crackers. Those low-suited connectors. Is anyone going to give him action? Jordan's really the only one who's got the true. Nope, he's not going to give him action. There's no.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Jordan.
Carl, you're doing a pretty good job here. I might invite you back next Saturday for sure. Oh, there's Kiki.
Well, by now you should know my answer. My answer to everything right now is after
Vegas.
After Vegas.
All right, so next Saturday you'll be here either way.
I'll be here next Saturday.
The Bar Poker League, final table, a lot of fun, lot of fun. Hopefully you put the replay up on your website and the link and everything, right?
Yes,
you boost it. We'll boost each other up. Maybe for the next Bar Poker we get your logo on there. We'll throw it up there, right?
Yep.
Talk to your buddy Glenn. Tell him to send me another tabletop because we have only one and I've been asking for one. Say, hey, send one down with the Bar Poker. And we'll have an interchangeable one. I can just flop the tabletop, you know?
Who didn't cry in Free Willy? You must have never seen it.
Jbo4CS says PBKC has the best dealers. That is an amazing compliment because there's a ton of dealers out there. We try to keep the dealers. We do things a little bit different. Yeah, what are we playing? Paulie has almost, we're playing like 5-5, 5-10, 20. Paulie, every hand he played, he's won.
Look at Paulie, just really playing really tight on his stack. He's got almost 10,000 chips and he's calling ace jack. He's not even raising. We're going to see a family pot. It's a family pot.
So J-Bo, make sure you enter to win. Ticket to the big dog. Hit exclamation enter.
Legendary wants to get in. I want to get in this game too, Legendary. I'll be back here after Vegas.
After Vegas. Everything's after. Is Vegas a whole week for you?
It's like a month.
No, how long are you going for?
And someone's got a 3, but they're going to get no action.
I'm out there I'm out there in the next 3 months. I'm out there like 3 weeks or something like that. I'm out there a while.
Oh, now you got me.
And then Bonaire for 10 days. So.
Look at this silly hand. 4 players in, and a king 3. Jordan has trips. The smallest pot ever. He has trips and a flush draw. And he's going to get no action.
Wow. What a flop the world. Turn the world.
Flop the world and turn the world. And he's not going to get any action.
Nothing. Glass Joe just muck. Yep. Oh, yeah. Wow.
I think everyone knows what I
So yeah, I'm joking. I'm not going to be out there much. We'll probably be out there for like 10 days, but then we're going to New York to support our No Limit Pub Poker Tour in New York at Staten Island.
Wow.
So we'll be out there for a week visiting family and
out there on Strong Island.
Yeah, I'm assuming Paulie's grew up not too far from there, but I'll have to ask him maybe.
Not far at all, yeah. And he's probably not going to tell you. There's probably people looking for him. Oh, he's a good guy. He's one of the good guys. He's a super good guy. Look at that stack. And his demeanor's the same. That face, look at his serious face. Like Paulie No Neck, he's like.
Yeah, I can't remember. I played with him once, and I can't remember where. I don't know if it was a Omaha high-low game once with Q.
Maybe. How'd you get in that game?
For the few times I would sneak in here, and in a Thursday afternoon, I think it was.
Wow, they let you in there? Oh, you must have been throwing a party. Q is one of my favorite players. That guy.
Fun to play with.
Oh my God, he's fun to play with, and he's an amazing player. Like you can't tell.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, he's actually the epitome of what we were talking about earlier about
being
people talking the
table
game the
image.
whole time,
You're like, this kid's nuts. Like he has no idea what he's doing. The stuff he's getting hammered at the same time. How does he do this? But he does, and he's one of the best at it. I expect. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Maybe some action. I mean, everyone here flopped a pair and a straight draw.
Oh.
Oh no, we have two pair. We have 2 pair from Rita. No, from Nolan.
A queen for Rita. So imagine a queen comes here. Well, Pat might because the straight's out there, but no. This could be the one that Nolan needs to get right here. There he goes. So he's all in.
And let's see if Rita can get away from this. And the irony is Rena comes out firing, and now I think she has to fold. It's just too big of a bet.
I like to play fire out. then somebody comes over top, you know where you're at. You check, somebody fires out, you think they're picking it off. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know.
Yeah, this game's completely changed.
There you go.
Its demeanor.
And Rita does well there. And
they're
then
limping strong. Look at this. He's going. Yeah.
yeah, that's Nolan's loves that.
Yes, he does.
Oh, Nolan's already there.
Yeah, Nolan's there, but Pat's got a lot of outs. Pat's got 5 outs.
All right, that's it.
And Pat's going on the pocket.
Oh, that guy, he's gone in with the best hand like 6 times and got felted. Like literally.
Yeah. He's a consummate professional, though.
No, just yeah. You don't.
Just taking it on the chin.
Just keep going. You just keep going. That's me. I've seen it all. Like nothing surprises me at this point. Nice hand, sir. Good hand. Oh, okay. So again, thanks everybody for watching. We're on again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't followed us yet, go ahead and mash that follow button so you could. If you're from the Bar Poker, you could watch the Bar Poker Championship, watch yourself play it, championship game, and listen to Carl announce a little bit.
Liar. Liar.
I'm kind of feeling like you predicted earlier that the minute you shut this off, it's going to be aces.
Always, never fails. Never, ever, ever, ever fails. And it's usually like 7-way action.
Yeah, they're like aces, kings, queens, ace, queen.
Yeah.
Somebody gets involved with 8-9 suited just because there's so much value in the pot. You know, I saw Jordan there clinching his 8-9 of hearts when Steve raised with pocket aces because, like, everyone loves 8-9 of hearts, but you really want to be 3-way. You want 3-way action with that hand.
So maybe they're not playing 7 deuce because she folded at that time.
Was there a raise? Yeah, she folded for limp. Yeah, nope.
Sorry, that's a lie. That's my friend's favorite line.
She just likes playing. She likes playing against Mitch for some reason.
In position.
Yeah, she was on the button with that 7 deuce. Oh no, it was the new player. It was Victor who raised.
Yeah.
Do a double take.
Let's see what we got.
Play some hands, Paulie. Boring me to death here.
This table, the demeanor of the table totally changed. They're not raising with ace-jack anymore. Before we were getting some pretty big pre-flop raises, and now they're limping with ace-jack. Frogger limped here with ace-jack and didn't re-pop either.
Unfold.
Building a pot.
Wow, and little does he know if he jammed, like he's so far ahead. The 7-5 that raised has like 9 different. I mean,
yeah, he was so far ahead. You're right. Now he's really so far ahead.
He's really far. Holy moly. They're drawing dead against them. And Mitch is firing into it. And of course he is because he raised pre-flop, so he's representing now.
Yeah, but there's not much he could represent to get Eddie off his hand.
Nothing.
There's not a lot in the world here.
Nothing. If he decides to make a bluff. But I don't think he's going to. I don't think Mitch is going to try bluffing because he knows Frogger's a tight player.
He's going to keep coming.
No, I don't think so. I think Mitch
Mitch could run him off here. No, they check.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a check down. Frogger's been playing tight, and Mitch knows he's not going to.
I don't like that value bet because it opens you up to get bluffed. You know what I'm saying? He's only betting with a better hand, or calling.
Yeah, just check it.
Check it and see what happens. I don't know what we're trying to gain there. But again, I don't pretend to know as much as half of these players.
Yeah, well, you see the dynamics of the game. You know, Mitch firing away continuation betting against players like Rita and Nolan. A couple of times I saw Mitch do that. But
all right, so
Frogger,
in your opinion, who's the best player at the table right now?
Hard to judge with some players not playing too many hands.
Yeah.
But are we talking about who do I want to sponsor to play WSOP? Who do I want to watch play for entertainment value?
Who do you not want if you're at this table? Who rank them in order? Like who you got to watch out for, and who you're trying to get hands with.
I think I'm avoiding Steve.
You're definitely avoiding Steve. Steve, he's going to have monster hands.
Yep.
You know what I'm doing with Steve? I'm waiting for him to come in and me get in cheap enough with some suited connectors or something, trying to go for it all. That's why I'm playing Steve. Because his range is so small right now. Frog's range is pretty small.
I think It's hard to say. I'm gonna say Nolan to me is kind of the scariest player, even though he's running a little
No,
bit
because he
bad
can have
today.
those hands. It's scary.
He's scary to play against. He's just got the whole arsenal. He likes to check, re-raise.
Yeah.
His hero calls in moments.
Look at this. Oh, my. Oh, Paulie, you can't throw your cards, Paul. You've been crushing everything.
Did he instant muck that?
Oh, no, his brother-in-law. Anybody else, Mitch busts, but it's him and Paulie. No mercy for the brother-in-law. What the hell? See, here's what's going to happen.
No, but Mitch
he
bet,
can't
right?
do
Mitch
it because
bet.
Paulie can't bust the brother-in-law because he goes home and tells his sister, and then she gives Paulie crap for a week straight. Why are you busting my brother? Why
That was supposed to be a big hand.
It's supposed to be a monster hand.
Mitch flops a set with sitting on 3,000 in front of him, and Paulie's got 9,000, almost top. That pot's supposed to be. But you know, honestly, Paulie's playing super tight. He might have folded against anybody there. Truth. It just seems like Paulie's in that state where he just wants to go home with his 10K. And as poker
No, he
players,
doesn't
we
play
all
like
know
that. He's just playing solid tonight. He's not trying to lock something up. Paulie, I've seen him mix it up and not.
No, but I mean, but tonight he seemed to go into a different, like I said earlier, he was just quiet.
Right.
Right? He was quiet.
I'm going to go check his temperature because this isn't his normal MO. He'll come in another game and just be a wild man.
That's what I'm saying. He's a man on a mission tonight. I said it from the beginning, right?
Yeah, you did.
He's
You
a
called
man
it.
on a mission.
Yeah, he's got that look in his eye.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a player with 3x on the next biggest stack not play, not really play. He's limp folding with ace jack. I think he open folded with the king. I don't know if it was even a re-raise. I think he check folded king.
If he folds aces, I'm shutting the stream off. I'm telling you right now.
I do think Rita's the most fun player, though.
Rita's definitely, yeah, she definitely more fun than Frog. So you want to see a fun table? Watch tomorrow's table with the Omaha people and some of the characters there. They're wild, and they start drinking tequila shots.
Do they in the middle of the afternoon?
Yeah, right away. Yeah, they get going and they go nuts.
Omaha's definitely a more entertaining game. And it's a lot easier to play if you're, if you're just messing around, because you can run. If you're running good, you just start hitting everything.
No, you could. There was actually one of the players came in and played every single hand in one day in the Omaha, and he had very good success because he could finesse a lot of things because it's Omaha. Hold'em, it's a little tougher. You got to make hands in Hold'em, but Omaha, you could, you're going to make hands all the time.
Yeah. They say mathematically it's a more skilled game, but at the same time, I also feel like it's
there's more variance for sure, 100%. But yeah, I believe there's more, and that's why I'm a fan of. I think the limit games are the limit Omahas, high lows, and the stud high lows, and the studs and the hold'ems. I think those are the most skill games because you're not able to fire your whole stack and get run down in one card. For one hand, you bust yourself.
Right now, yeah.
Wow, this game opened up with so much action, so many people hitting the flop.
All right, here's Paulie.
Paulie making a move. After I just said
Pat's not letting him have it for free.
And all Pat has is he's got a gut shot straight draw and a poor flush draw. Paulie open it. Oh wow, did Pat raise?
Yeah. Oh no. Well, he's there now. Paulie got there. Oh no. Now Pat's got a pair of nines in the flush draw. Oh no. He has to get in here now, right?
Nope.
And he doesn't. Paulie again. Yeah, because Paulie's been playing so tight, not playing a lot of hands. That might happen.
I called his hand, too.
Oh, really? I don't remember it. When was it?
Just not so long ago. Why? I was already made. When you made 250.
Yeah, 250.
I missed it.
What was it? Yeah, my wife, she said she was watching. I said, there, not send a screenshot. She said it was the hand that you raised and she called. You know what she had? 7 deuce.
Honey? Yep.
I've had it twice today.
Victor's had it twice too, it looks like.
Yep.
I haven't had it yet.
What?
7 deuce, I had it twice.
They're talking about the 7 deuce.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's playing or not.
Oh, Eddie's got 7s. Ooh, look at this hand. This hand could brew into something. Ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, and pocket 7s, and 4-5 suited. and no one's raised yet. Here we go. Raised to 85. Everyone's going to call. Pat raises to 85. Not running good, and everyone has good hands. Everyone's calling this.
Comes 6-7 ace. It's going to go nuts here.
This could be a lot of action. It could be no action.
Flop 6-7 ace.
Yes. Oh, that
The case
that'd
ace.
be incredible. Really, 6-7 and anything above a 10.
They say Steph's the best dealer at the track. 3188710 username.
What did he just fold? Ace 10?
Yeah.
Wow, for $75, Paulie folded ace 10.
You
I
said
can't
it.
blame him, though. I hate
He has
it.
it locked up.
He does. He locked it up.
Lock it up.
He just wants to hit the
He's
10
going.
chain
Oh,
though.
look. Almost right. Look, I almost nailed it.
Yeah, we needed a high card, though.
Yeah, we needed one. So, oh, what a great spot for Eddie right now.
Well, I mean, first of all, you're colorblind, so probably blind seven the rest of the table, so you'd have a hard time.
Oh, there's your card. Oh, well, not the right one.
That's the only
We
one
need
that
an
misses
ace.
everybody.
We need an ace.
Man, the actions we talked about, the actions totally slowed down. Nobody can
Stymied
hit
the
board.
action.
And the jack gets there on the river.
That's it. Now we let people get too many free cards, and now Pat makes.
And Pat's going to win with the worst hand. Mitch is taking a shot at this, and
Go,
he totally
Mitch.
airballed.
Go, Mitch.
It's a scary river, but I think Pat's going to. Wait a second.
Oh,
Eddie
Eddie.
called. My, Eddie's going to end up
Oh,
winning
the
because
hero
Pat's
call.
gonna
Pat
fold.
can't call here.
No, he can't call now.
He
With Eddie.
can't call Pat. Oh! He makes the overcall?
That's incredible.
That's the
Wow.
hand of the night. Write that
Yes, it
down.
is.
How does he make
That
the?
is.
How do he makes the overcall like a hero?
That is a hero call.
Enough. You know, that's one of those things where you're getting punched so many times
That's
that
incredible.
you're just like, you know what? I'm calling this thing. I'm gonna write that one down. Hand me that sheet over there. That's
incredible.
That was something else. Wow.
Mitch fought. There's a straight and a flush on the board. There's a straight and a flush and a king.
I thought that was the reverse psychology.
I thought for sure that
There's
Eddie,
no way.
I thought for sure Eddie was going to win that hand with sevens because
There's no way. Wow, Eddie's beside himself. He's like, what? You're definitely Troy Aceman. Troy Aceman swinging by, saying hi. Wow, what? What a call.
that was an incredible call.
That was the sickest overcall I saw in a long time.
And he's running bad too. So
And
it's
he's
like
running
it's
back.
so
You know
hard to
what?
make
That's
that.
one of those disgusted,
That's
crying
incredible.
overcalls. But it's still a great call. Wow. Look at that guy go.
He just felt it.
Wow. Right?
It does make sense on some level that Mitch was taking a shot and since
I
Eddie-
don't see people making overcalls like that very often at all. And when they do, very rarely are they there.
I know.
There's Paulie, locked it up. Locked it up early tonight. Wow. Sick. So for as bad as he ran, what a call. Maybe he knew he's had a read. You know,
I think he did. I mean, the jack came
think,
on the river.
How about this? I would argue that guy, if you had to pick a guy to go in every day, I might pick that guy. He's just ran into a whole bunch of train wrecks. Like, he's not played bad.
Yes, I was just going to say it's. I was feeling confident that Steve was the scariest guy
Yeah.
at the table, but Pat making that call is running as bad as he has.
Yeah, that is something else. And it wasn't like it was a calculated call.
It was a calculated call.
Yeah.
I don't think he was just throwing spaghetti at the wall.
I like that saying. Wow. Sometimes when I play, I throw pasta at the wall. Yeah, I do. Like tortellini and fettuccine.
I mean, I personally would have been very afraid of a runner flush, but I guess he just put that out of his head.
So what a great stream. Thanks again for joining us. We will see you here next Saturday night. We'll put out, as we get close, pay attention Saturday evening. We will not have a day stream, but pay attention Saturday evening because we'll send out the word when we get close to the final table, let everybody know exactly when we're going on. For everybody else, tune in tomorrow for Rose's game. We go live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a Pot Limit Omaha game that always has tons of fireworks.
Oh, yeah. A lot of underage.
Is it? I guess that probably.
I didn't think
Wow, Nolan full of their student connectors.
Yeah,
So he might give some action here.
That's like how I found out about it. I saw like somebody ever.
Rita's coming in for the ride with Jack 9. She doesn't know how dead she is against the pocket jacks with Mitch.
I think it's a smart move.
I actually really like Nolan's hand there, 7-9 spades with three-way action. I love those.
I play those hands. In a
Yeah,
cash game,
three-way
you have to play them all
action.
day. And you would have whiffed.
Yep, he would have whiffed.
That's all right, though. For oh, well, 755, what are they putting in 100 and something each, 200 each. So.
And that's a beautiful flop for Mitch. Oh, he's betting a little bit too hard.
What about the ball to your left?
He's kind of doing what Vinny
Yeah,
tried to do earlier.
that's a check raise spot, in my opinion. Maybe a small bet.
Yeah, small bet to induce if they.
Yeah. I saw somebody in the show here. He bet $5 to induce a bet and got the guy to go all in with the nuts. And he snap called him. $5. He threw out five guys like all in. He's like, call.
Yeah.
What happened to me?
I love those bets when people are super small.
Micro
people think
bet.
it's a weak
Because it's
micro
like, wait,
bet.
what are they doing?
You're
Like,
like, oh,
what
he's
is
just-
this? Like, what is he trying to block me from betting? Or
Yes, that's what they assume. They assume it's a blocker bet. And that's why they
you know what I do when somebody does that? So say that there's 200 in a pot, somebody bets $5, I make it 10. And then now, wait, now I have all the power back. Because if he doesn't come over the top, now he's super weak, right? So you can add that to your repertoire. Guy comes out, min bets. I don't care what you have. Bet to double
min
it.
bet back.
And now wait,
It's
if
a
you're in
block on top
position,
of a block. It's a double
now you
block.
blocked his block, and now he's out of position, and he has to make a play. He has to tell you what he has right there. He has to tell you. He either raises, or now he's calling, and he has to continue, and then you min raise again. Yeah, you just I don't like that play at all in any.
I like a small bet, but not a super small, not a micro.
No micro bets.
I like a small. Like
Nobody likes
how do you bet
micro
50?
anything.
How do you like 50?
Yeah, you can work around small bet. You can work around small. You can't work around micro. Micro will not work.
So they're going to keep playing on this table after you finish your live
So
stream
what we
tonight?
do is we kick them out and we send them downstairs.
Yeah.
And and everybody moves them downstairs.
It's been such a good move. We can't.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
We were promoting Twisted Tuna.
About $10 more.
It's Jupiter. Twisted Tuna's Jupiter, right by the water. Great bar. Right
There,
by
you heard it. Bar Poker League. Go to Bar Poker
Sunset
League.
Lounge.
His crazy NPPT.com, right or no?
MPPTpoker.com.
NPP. We should just keep streaming because we can't go anywhere. It's pouring outside right now.
Oh, you're right.
NPPTpoker.com to see where they're at, learn how to play the game, come to the Kennel Club and play here. That's the plan. Then once you learn here, then go out to the World Series of Poker and win the main event and become famous. It's that simple. But again,
I'm gonna start being like Paul.
wow,
Let's see if
Victor.
Victor's going to take this down.
Oh no, he got counterfeited. Oh no, he's good still.
No, I don't know what that is. I never heard of it. What is it?
I see these weird plays.
It's advanced. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, I didn't even see Jordan in the hand. We don't even know Jordan's hand.
We do not. What do you got, Jordan? A king? Yeah.
Absolutely. Does he have King 5? Does he have a boat? No.
King 6, King 5.
We can't see.
King 8, King 6, King 5, King Deuce?
King
King
Deuce.
No, he didn't have King Deuce.
No.
Maybe. So,
There it is, King 8. For some reason, it didn't
There
come
we
up.
go.
For the viewers out there, we couldn't see. It was a dark to us.
so again, as we're going to go ahead and wrap up here, we'll see one more hand. Thanks for coming out and joining me on stream today. We gave the voice of PBKC the evening off. He's up in Orlando enjoying some Mickey Mouse time. We had our share of Mickey Mouse time here on stream today. It was a lot of fun. Nolan with 10s.
Let's see if he's going to limp. Let's limp here, Nolan.
Again, join us tomorrow. We go live at 1 p.m. Eastern. Get your tickets in for the big dog entry and giveaway. That's getting given away to somebody, so you might as well take a shot.
That's a good 500.
And Paulie will not.
Jordan's got a hand.
And Jordan comes with ace king. So we're going to see somebody, as we said, somebody's going to. We're going to settle this thing.
Yeah,
Somebody's going to go busto on a last hand. And usually, we're coin tossing here. Let's see if there who wants to gamble.
Tito Soda for me.
You know, this is where you can fold 10s. Like the Rita hand was a little bit more difficult because of the way it played, but
Okay.
this to me is an easier fold.
So if it's heads up in your last act, I mean, how many times are your 10s no good?
What's that, 500?
Because Jordan, it's just because Jordan hasn't pre-flop
Where's
raised
Victor?
the entire 2.5 hours. This is Jordan's first pre-flop raise in 2.5 hours, and he's re-raising a guy who raised under the gun.
Right, but you could give him ace king, but you want a coin toss for your pot for your.
No, well, ace king's the worst hand. He's got jacks or better or ace king. There's no situation you're ahead.
Okay, that makes sense.
And he's re-popping. I'm shocked, but no one's gambling.
You like once, right?
And Jordan's
One
once.
time. All right, Nolan needs it one time.
Oh, it's over. Oh,
No,
he's
he
got
flopped
straight
the set.
draw.
Straight draw, don't do it.
Still?
No, the king helped.
Oh no.
Oh, well, nice hand.
That's what I mean, unless we have jet like
Oh, ace king. Okay. So Nolan does hold. I thought he made it straight.
said the king helped.
Well,
I thought he had-
we knew. Last hand I told you is always the big one. So
See, that's a shame.
from myself
It's a shame. Man.
and Carl Pipitone here from the Bar Poker League, NPPT, I should say. Thanks for joining us tonight.
There's a little confusion.
Make sure you tune in, hit that follow button. We have a stream tomorrow at 1 p.m.
How you go with
Eastern.
tens? I wouldn't know.
Carl, any parting words?
I lost with tens.
No, it was great to watch these players playing tonight.
Did you see
It
all
was
that?
enjoyable.
Yeah, he's a little right now. He's
Wow, do you feel bad?
shocked at what he's witnessed. He's
I
going to
am.
have to take time to go home and digest it. And everybody else, go home, watch a replay, take another look. We will see you here, maybe live at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. On behalf of myself and Carl Pipitone here, and the dealers Mike B. and Stephanie, and the producers Wes and Tall Josh, we'd like to tell you all good night. And